2025 was looking to be among the worst years in cinematic history. Flop after flop, disappointment after disappointment, reheated trash, and even more reheated trash. But now, that has all changed. 67 years young, director, writer, producer, and star auteur extraordinaire, and possibly demigod alien cyborg humanoid, Neil Breen has released the first trailer for his 7th feature film, Dire Duplicity. This preview alone now ranks 2025 among the best years in cinematic history.
I need help!
Alongside other mega blockbuster years, 2005, 2009, 2012, 2016, 2018, and of course, 2023. Years worth of entertainment are packed into 2 minutes and 20 seconds of pure bliss. High octane action, tickling intrigue, deviously delightful deceit, unbridled passion, sheer animal sexuality, and of course, mic-dropping zingers.
I hate a dirty jet.
Online critics can now stop their bitching about 2025. The true savior of cinema, and possibly Christmas, has returned. The long-awaited 7th installment of Stranger Breens is here. Cinema has never been so bright.
I don't believe him based on things that I have seen on his channel. That's it.
Way.
Yeah, to whom?
He has sold out to big anti-woke.
I know that was meant to be sarcastic, but that's it. You nailed it. You accidentally, unironically fucking nailed it, dude.
Cynical man, I might say. Snake oil floods the feed with half thoughts and cliches, and the oldest lie.
Was asked in an interview how he'd want to be remembered.
I want to be remembered for
the Charlie Kirk purge. Even the height of what the right-winger said was left-wing cancel culture, there were fewer actual victims than what we just witnessed when it comes to Charlie Kirk. At least 600 Americans lost jobs for saying stuff about Charlie Kirk, including 50 academics and university administrators. By contrast, 22 academics were fired in 2020, 160 total fired for pro-Palestine views, making the Kirk crackdown the most extreme form of cancel culture so far. The Charlie Kirk purge.
All right, you assholes.
What up, what up, what up? I'm just sitting here looking at some of these photos of Epstein's Island that they released earlier today. How you guys doing? See who else we got here. Oh shit. We're joined by we're making it the Trinity here. How's it going?
It's the OG.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You were talking about Epstein or what are we talking about?
No.
Yeah. So anyway, welcome to the Shillcast. We do this every Wednesday, generally the three of us and sometimes others. Last week was pretty cool, right? Was it last week we had? that Noah was on? And
Yeah, it was last week.
Man, it seemed like a long time ago. But
Because
anyway,
it's close to the end of the year. That's why.
that's what it is.
Yeah,
Everything.
that's true. Yeah.
Like I looked around and I was like, "Holy shit, it's December already!" Damn.
Yeah.
No, I just did some Christmas shopping because I'm like, holy shit, I need to get on this. I need to.
It's gonna be gift cards for everybody this year because we
Yeah.
can't get anything delivered on time. So
I've been kind of invested in Eric, your 2 videos responding to the response to the
there's a
response.
lot there. There's a lot there. It's a lot. I missed some stuff too. I look back and I was like, "Holy shit!" I even missed things in there. 'Cause
It's
there's just so
impossible
much.
not
Oh
to,
yeah.
unless
Yeah.
you're just like literally going over it like multiple times and then taking notes and then retaking notes and stuff. You're gonna miss some shit because like the one thing that I spotted that I was like, okay, I kind of feel like it's really easy for me to slap an edit together on that. That being whoever that one dude was, it was like, oh yeah, Critical Drinkers sold out to big anti-woke.
I think it was the guy on the left side. I'm not familiar with his channel. Dark Tower, I think, is what somebody called him.
Nobody's familiar with
Yeah,
that.
I don't know.
So I don't know who that is. I know everybody else. I don't know who that guy is. So,
but like I was like, yes, dude, that's exactly right. Big anti-woke. I mean, no, it's not like literally. There's not literal companies like there's Big Tobacco and Big, whatever. But like, you could look at it like this: Big anti-woke is essentially the social media platforms.
yeah.
In many respects.
Well, they were like, they also made some comment about like, oh, he's doing it because Disney's not paying him enough, and it's like, yes, that's exactly why, because Disney's paying him nothing. He's not getting anything from Disney. Like
in a way, he kind of is though. That's what I've been trying to paint, make sure.
Oh yeah, I mean that's true. Like by proxy, yeah, for sure. I mean,
he's without Disney, he wouldn't be paid shit.
Yeah.
I call it Disney welfare. I think it's
it's just this weird situation where I mean, first of all, they cut out parts of my video when they re-uploaded it. I don't know if you saw that or not.
So when I covered it, you were in my chat briefly when I covered it, but I only covered like the first half hour. And it's when I noticed that essentially it was during the heel versus babyface segment. Mahler was criticizing you for not letting him talk. But then I noticed they were cutting out when he talked.
Yeah.
So it's like they're literally criticizing you for not letting him talk, but they're cutting that shit out. So it's
because they were trying
imaginable.
They were trying to frame me making an argument that he wasn't making by removing elements of what he was saying. And I'm like,
essentially removing his argument. Yeah.
And then and I don't know how much we're going to talk about it today, or I mean, I don't know if you wanted to talk about it, but the part that I gave up on when they were reacting to my critical drinker criticism, I was watching for like 2 hours, and then I get to like the 2 hour mark of like all of this stuff, and I realized there's a piece of my video missing in their upload. Yeah. And I look and they strategically removed it. And then somebody in the comment section said that they did react to it when it was live before they re-uploaded it. And they could not defend the lie. So they were like spiraling a little bit. Because he talks about how the planets look the same. He's like, they both look like the same planet. Generic planet 1, generic planet 2. There's no difference or whatever. That's clearly not true. And again, this is all like hearsay, right? I just want to tell you what the person said in my comments. But they basically said that they were trying to defend the fact that he was trying to say the planets were generic. And that's why he thought they were the same. And I'm like, that's not what he said.
Well, then he shouldn't have said what he said, because that's not the same thing at all.
Exactly. So they were basically putting words in his mouth. And I guess they thought when they re-uploaded their live stream to their live stream channel, they thought it was best to cut that part out because they couldn't defend it. So it's just missing.
I don't even know. I wonder this, and I still don't know the answer to it. Do they do these originally as a live stream, or do they record these and then upload them?
It's tough to judge. I know with mine, I've never gone through the whole thing. Maybe I should. I know with mine was a re-upload, because if you look at mine, there's no live chat. Now I know it is possible the way they have it set up to essentially just play it over OBS and just do it as a live stream. Just you're playing the video.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how often they do that, because there's very little interaction they do with the audience.
Right, and I feel like that's one of the built-in protections that they have from being dishonest fucking grifters, which Eric, your videos they give. Watching both of them, it's like, okay, we could basically make a list of examples of the ways that EFAP just has always and continues to be dishonest. And the ways that they like, and that raises a bunch of questions like, why are they so desperate to be dishonest in Critical Drinker's name? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, even Rags lied about how he found my video. He's a subscriber to my channel. Like, he's
Yeah,
been subscribed to my
he's a
channel since
subscriber to like
2023.
all of ours. Mm.
So I'm like,
Everybody-
you didn't just stumble upon my video. You're literally a subscriber to my channel.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, just, we could sit here and go over everything they did. There's probably a chunk of stuff after that point where they still did bad faith to me. But once I established that they uploaded a stream or a podcast or whatever the fuck they did, once I realized that they had strategically cut out the part where Critical Drinker blatantly lies and then continues to criticize me after that as if nothing happened, I stopped. I was like, there's no point. If you're going to skip over the part where he actually lies and I call him out for it, and then just continue to say that I'm wrong, then this is not in good faith. It's literally a hit piece for my channel at that point.
Yep.
I think I feel like what you know, I mean, your stuff, like, you did the best you can do whenever what you're up against is 4 or 5 guys that have determined themselves to be dishonest and, you know, defend somebody, and they're up to the point where they will not just what they say and what they choose to mention about the things that they're saying and the ways that they contradict themselves, which they do that a lot throughout those 2 videos. But then also, like you're saying, not even show the part that is the most egregious thing that Critical Drinker has done fucking before. And maybe they did that because they didn't do such a great job defending against Pillar of Garbage and the Glass Onion video, where Critical Drinker obviously objectively lied. You know what I mean? And Pillar pointed that out, and then they tried somehow to defend against that, but it didn't really come off too well to me.
I'll be honest. Well, I do wonder what their bar for that is, because usually all their defenses I've seen have been just kind of terrible and pathetic. Usually just name calling and stuff. So, like, if they were so bad defending Critical Drinker, even they were like, "Oh yeah, we won't include that." Like, how bad was it? Like.
Well, from what I understand, they couldn't defend it, and I think that's why it got removed, because they kept just changing. They were trying to create a scenario where what he meant was versus what he said. But it's hard to defend that when they've already established that he writes these things as a script. So he didn't misspeak because he wasn't talking organically. He wasn't just speaking like this. He was reading from a script, meaning he sat down, he wrote that into his script, and he left it there. They also defended him for being concise. And the best, at the beginning of the video, they're like, he's the best person to do what we're doing, but he kind of like narrows it down to like a little bit of just important information. Well, if that's the case, then he shouldn't get stuff wrong. Not that wrong, if it's just a little bit of information. So I think they reached a point that they just couldn't defend it, so it just got omitted from the re-upload. So
also, I remember that I had there was a couple of years ago whenever we had Southpaw on. He was a former EFAP guy that was like buddies with him or whatever, and they had a falling out. And Bob knows he was there. And I remember, like, I actually accidentally I was clearing out my Google Drive, and I was like, what is this video? It was a half-hour long and looked like a recording of Discord. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? And I realized, oh, this is something Southpaw shared with me back then, because he was very determined to make sure we understood how wrong they were, especially in regards to that show Terriers on FX.
Yeah. Well, I was obviously very personal to him, and I get that.
Yeah,
right.
I mean, I got it, but like, maybe a little bit obsessive, but still, he made some good points. And so, yeah, I realized that was a recording that he had sent me of him, him and Wolf, I think. And this isn't like a secret recording or anything like that, because in the recording, both of them acknowledged they were recording it to each other. So that's that. But like, yeah, I was kind of looking through that and realizing that Wolf was, so this was after he had made some claims about the things they'd said about the show, and it was essentially Wolf was mad, representing EFAP, was mad at him for saying that essentially they were making excuses for why grape is okay, because they didn't
wait, who was making excuses for that?
EFAP, like Mahler in particular. He said that because
I think I can probably dig up that clip if you want it.
Yeah, in the show, there's a character, it's a woman that's in college, and she gets drunk and sleeps with her professor, cheats on one of the main characters that's doing this. And they judge her extremely harshly. The EFAP ended up judging her extremely harshly, saying that she's basically just a slut, no good woman kind of thing. Not at all acknowledging the dynamic of, first of all, her being intoxicated, two, that being her professor that kind of, creeped on her a bit. And just basically making her out to be a classless woman that's, you know what I mean? Like, real weird take, if you actually have any respect for, women as human beings. and understand that alcohol is something that you should account for in these kinds of situations. But anyway, so it was just like it was weird because there was like this. It was almost like I can imagine it happens with Trump and his people, where you have spoken against Mahler and EFAP, and you didn't even apologize. You haven't taken down your tweets. You haven't done that. And meanwhile, Southpaw's like, yeah, because I agree with it. I still think that. You know what I mean? It's like, well, you know, it was just a fucking weird vibe that if anybody started to ever try and talk to me like that, where they're like, I think you need to delete these tweets, and I think that would be, you know, I just be like, I'm not fucking part of your cult, dude. I don't know why I'm asking you to do this. But anyway.
Hello, Ryan.
Hello.
Oh, hey, Ryan. Hey, Ryan.
Yeah, I found a lot of their stuff to be really interesting. They were creating entire arguments that I never made. I would say one sentence, and then there would be an entire conversation about a rabbit hole of things that I possibly could have meant, but I didn't. There were times where I would say something like, you know, they're using feminization in the sense that it's a female character in the movie, and there is no female character in the movie. There is a synthetic that appears to be a woman,
right?
Because so there is no feminization.
They got really confused over the difference between woman and female.
They're calling, you know, he's calling her she, so that breaks this whole narrative.
Well,
no, it doesn't.
What I thought was really interesting about that, though, was that was also them kind of admitting that they accept chosen pronouns.
Yes.
Yeah. Go ahead, Eric.
Well, no, I was going to say the thing about it is, and I had the same argument with somebody else. There's a couple other videos I have to respond to this week where people that just do not understand the point that I was making there. And I think I was very clear in the point that I was making there. She, the synthetic who presents as a woman, okay, you can even call her a woman if you want, because that's what she presents as, is not biologically anything. Male, female, intersex, biologically not, it's a synthetic being.
I've got a video that I did years ago now where it's like, you know, about if you have Alexa or Siri and you refer to these things as that, and you know, in many cases we'll end up saying she and stuff like that. Or if you just talk about R2D2 and C3PO being he's, everybody refers to them as, then you also kind of implicitly, without realizing, agree that gender is a social construct.
Yeah, and also like the fact that the point that I was making was that these guys don't separate sex and gender. In their minds, it's the same thing. So when they're talking about feminization from the aspect of this character, there would have to be some sort of element being provided that would be female in regard to what they're criticizing. And if you change that character, if you change the synthetic to a man, like a man, well, a synthetic presenting as a man, right? If you change that character, nothing in the story changes except the comment about being sister would change to brother. And that's not even a biological term.
Well, I mean, in fact,
You know
I've seen that. What's her name? Is that Elle Fanning? Is that right?
Yes.
She actually modeled a lot of her performance after Fassbender's in Prometheus and Alien. What you call it?
That makes sense.
But the thing is, if you look at the movie without thinking of a gender for this synthetic, nothing changes because there's no element of that gender that becomes important to the story that you're watching in the movie.
It's kind of like it almost seems to be what you're saying, that them saying that something feminizes the character of the movie or whatever the fuck is just a really stupid and unfounded criticism.
Yes.
I mean, if she feminized that movie, then just having a person who presents as female feminizes all movies, in which case we just can't have women in movies now. We can't.
Yeah, because the thing about it is, Bob, to go even further than that is, what elements of it would they consider to be a feminization of that character or making it a girl brand? What would those elements be? If you look at the movie, there's nothing that points to that would be considered feminizing or girl branding it, other than empathy and family and friendship. Are those things exclusive to women?
Yes, men don't.
Like that doesn't make any sense, right? So that was the point I was making with Az and with Critical Drinker in his video, but we never got to because they fucking lied about me.
Right.
But the point I was making was that well, first of all, and people in the chat, I'm going to try and make this clear because I know some people just don't get it. Like I said, I got a couple of videos to cover this or whatever. We do not interact with other people that we meet day to day biologically. We interact with them socially based on gender or even non-gender specific terms, depending on how you interact with someone. Most of the people here do not know what their chromosomes are. And there's at least 24 different types of chromosomes you could possibly have. Most people don't know that. Most people don't even understand the genetics of their own body and where they land on a where they land on a line of sexuality or sex. Like you don't know 100% because you don't interact with people that way. No one does. You interact on phenotypic traits, the way people look, the way people present to you, because that is all you're provided. You're not walking around pulling people's pants down to try and determine whether they have a penis or a vagina. That's not the way we function as society.
Well, hang on. Are we not supposed to do that?
Yeah, I'm really confused. So every time I first meet somebody, I demand they drop their pants.
But here's the thing. Even by doing that,
still have a social life.
But look, that's taking it to just the first step. Even by doing that, we still don't understand the genetic markers that person has and where they fall on that spectrum.
That's
so
true.
it's just really weird that people interact that way. I say they interact that way. They pretend they interact that way online when they don't. When you walk up, if you're at a bar and you walk up to the bar to order a drink and you're interacting with the bartender, you don't know biologically, genetically, where that bartender lands in terms of sex. You don't know. So you interact with them on perceived gender or the gender that they are showing off to you, what they're presenting as.
I think maybe it's for some people, I think that kind of is exactly why they get weird about trans people. You know what I mean? Because that would mean that at some point, probably they have or will end up, thinking a trans woman is hot or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, and then
how will I even know?
So the funny thing is that Dark Tower guy, whatever his fucking name is, at the end of that whole rant, they're like, well, I wouldn't argue with this guy. He probably knows more about this than we do. And I'm like, yeah, I know a lot more about this than you do. You guys are arguing from the most ignorant position possible.
Yep.
And the weird thing is, as well, just to some historical context, is this was a big issue during the 80s when people were actually more gender fluid than they were in like the 90s and 2000s.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't know if you know the story about Annie Lennox. When she first
I know who Annie Lennox is, but I don't know what this story is specifically.
Well, when she first went to the States, based on the success of the Eurythmics, oh God, I can't remember the name of the song. Now they're big hits.
Sweet Dreams?
Sweet Dreams.
Sweet Dreams, yeah. Because of how she looked in that and how she dressed, there were people in America demanding to see her birth certificate to prove whether she was a man or a woman.
Also, I want to point out, Ryan, and you probably know this too, birth certificates aren't even genetic profiles of your sex.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no, exactly. That goes sort of further to your point. But things were crazy in the 80s.
Yeah.
In that sense. But there were a lot of people who were, well, the phrase for it was gender bending because people were sort of playing
the difference,
with that.
I think maybe was that the industry that utilized that, weaponized that sort of thing was basically, it was limited to the religious right. Right. You know what I mean? Whereas like now it's been broadly weaponized amongst just the, big anti-woke. So.
Yeah, it's also not to go too far off on this or whatever, but the thing is that really bugs me is a lot of these guys prey on the ignorance of the people that are watching them. So you're listening to someone who is really ignorant about something explain to you who's probably even more ignorant about it, and you're taking everything they're saying in, and it's filling you up with all of this really bad information.
Yes.
Like they were like, oh, he caught himself. He caught himself. Like when I was explaining sex and gender, I'm like, no, I know what I'm saying. I didn't catch myself. I've actually done gender studies. I've gone to school for this stuff. So like, I didn't catch myself in anything. I understand this very clearly.
No, yeah. I remember they said that every time you referred to the Elle Fanning character, Thea, when you referred to her as she, they're like, oh, he's catching himself. And they did that every time. And it's because they don't understand the difference between sex and gender. Her gender is female. Her sex is not.
Exactly.
Is innate, right? So the thing that me was, and then I finally I clicked. I was like, oh yeah, I remember that now. Was every couple of minutes basically that they said something. I'm like, how do they have any fans, or like how are they thinking they're going to convince anybody with these points and these arguments? You know what I mean? And then I remembered, oh wait, they're not trying to convince us. You know what I mean? All they have to do is
they're trying to retain who they have watching them.
Who they have. The thing that pissed me off the most, the absolute most that I got pissed off was whenever they started going in on you talking about the Critical Drinkers channel not doing as well anymore. right? And
oh, that was like a 5 minute
that was
cope session
dumb.
from them.
Yeah.
It was really bad.
Mahler
Yeah.
fully fucking understands. If he doesn't, then I don't know, man. Maybe he doesn't.
They looked at my channel and they were like, "Oh, but you only got 7,000 views, bro."
Yeah.
I never
Why
said
would
that
you
I
even
was doing
bring up
better.
the numbers if you're going to get flattened, bro?
I never
your
meant
numbers.
All I said, that whole conversation started off where I said that they're trying to pay the rent because things aren't looking good over there, and it spiraled into this entire conversation of things that I didn't say. Like talking about the views of the channel, how many people are coming back and watching the videos, how my channel compares to theirs, all of this other stuff. And I'm like, guys, I never said any of that. I never said any of those things.
Yeah, your whole point, which is just factually true, is that critical drinkers numbers are diminishing. That's it.
Because if you want to look at just raw numbers, the film's made what, 100 million so far?
What, the Predator Badlands?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's almost at 200. No, is it 200 million? It's close to 200 million on the box office.
Well, say 200 million. That means tickets are what, $20 maximum?
Yeah.
So
it varies, but
10 million people have seen it in the States or worldwide, roughly. So that's more people than have watched the Critical Drinkers video. Therefore, the film has done better than his video on it.
Yeah.
So therefore, the film is superior to it, based on just the raw numbers. If you're just gonna,
I did say that the dick must be that good. Yeah. Well, I've never seen a group of people just dick suck for someone like that. Like,
it's crazy.
It was crazy. I mean, the edit, the point at which you finish your video, the edit where they just edited out the bit where he was wrong.
Yeah,
factually wrong, and they must have known he was. And I haven't watched their video, so I don't know if they cut that out of other people's comments on it, because I'm pretty sure Noah and High CHD both pointed that out. So I don't know if they'd cut it out of their videos as well. But
So, like,
it's
the
factually
thing-
wrong.
I do want to say that they have a point. They do have a point on something, and it's very, within that conversation, if you want to call it that, them trying to get a dunk on you about the numbers. So whenever they say that Critical Drinker has X many, is this 1.1 million views and this many subscribers, so there must be something there that people are resonating with. I think one of them said,
yeah,
and that's true. That is true. By that same logic, though, this movie must have something that people is resonating with people. A lot of the shit that they have referred to as objectively bad must have something that's resonating with a lot of people. They wouldn't be covering it if it didn't resonate with a lot of people.
Well, but Mahler said, see, this is the thing that bugs me. In the video, both him and I believe Rags confirmed that you could have somebody that has like one view on a video and they can be absolutely right. You know what I mean? And I'm like, so why are you using the metric of views as some sort of like determination of
all of their
accuracy or
fucking
quality?
arguments exist in a vacuum, apparently. It's what it seems like. Like
So,
once
I
they've
mean,
moved on to another point, it doesn't matter what they've argued in a different point anymore.
I mean, you could make this for all right-wing media, but EFAP is a good place to really view it. It's the fact is they're just looking for the dunk. No matter where the dunk comes from, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it contradicts 50 other points they've made. Doesn't matter. Just as long as they get a dunk, they win. Yeah.
No,
Also,
you know what it is? No, it's not. Real quick, I just want to say, I thought about this too. It's like, does he really need? No, he doesn't. Not at all. What they're doing it for is because they're trying really, really hard to continue growing their platform, which is not really as big as you would think it would be, considering they're on with Nerdrotic. Like their shit is pretty dwarfed by Nerdrotic and Critical Drinker and stuff. So really, what they're doing is they're dick riding for views.
They are doing the same thing that their fans accuse everybody else of doing.
They're doing exactly
they're making
that.
videos about the larger channels. Like that's what they're doing. Like
that's one of the first things they'll say when they show up at a Critical Drinker criticism
Why
video.
are you talking about channels larger than you? Blah blah blah. Why are they doing it?
Yeah.
Why are they doing? They're defending one.
They're doing
Critical
it easy
Drinker.
way. They're basically saying, "Hey guys, we love this guy. Everything he says is great and true. Be our, subscribe to us." That's essentially their fucking whole pitch.
What struck me,
what Critical Drinker is saying is bullshit. We're going to lay out our argument for why that is, and you should subscribe to us if you see that as being valid, which you should, because anyway.
I mean, the fact is, in my response, I bodied all of their arguments. I bodied every single one of them. Like, nothing they said, everything that they did, I could dismantle. Every single comment they made. It was just all bad faith stuff. Sorry, Ryan, go ahead.
What struck me about it is the question I asked was, why are they going so hard on Badlands? Why that film? And I thought, well, two reasons, and I think both valid. I couldn't really pick between them. Is one, it's the biggest Disney property out at the moment that they could go after or out at that time, and they really need to go after Disney more to give their audience what they want. But the other reason is that they know they lost when they went after Prey as well.
Yeah.
They all went hard after Prey because they assumed months before, as soon as the trailer came out, that it was going to be this awful woke garbage that everybody would hate. And then people loved it. And that really hit them hard. They really lost on that one.
So we got a $10, well, not really super chat, except to say, here's some cash. Thank you for Claire.
Cool.
Shout out to Claire.
One of the channels. And then previously they had said, they only love Sarah Connor, Ellie, and V, which I do too, but they clearly only do because of the personalities revolve around what the man taught them. That's one way to look at it. Sure. I mean, I don't think that's necessarily.
I mean,
but
I think it's pretty clear that they stand up for them because those are movies that are just culturally accepted. This
yeah,
to go against them would be insane. Yeah.
I mean, they don't have the bravery to actually go.
I'd love to see one of these people try to actually fucking say that, you know, Sarah Connor was an example of but I mean, they kind of need these examples to say, look, this is what it used to be, and this is what it is now, even though there's functionally really no difference in many cases. In fact, you know, movies now, as we talked about before, Prey, I think is a perfect example. Go out of their way to show a female character, a woman, learning certain things so that she can then use those things, and so on and so forth. Giving reasons why a character is able to go toe to toe, or you know, whatever, with a bigger, stronger character, and yeah.
I would love to see a video where they explain exactly how Ellen Ripley or Sarah Connor are not girl bosses. Because I'd be really interested to see that argument.
because when I watched it when I was a kid, that term didn't exist.
Oh, okay.
So therefore, I was not politically radicalized whenever that movie came out. Therefore, it was
no, girl boss.
Nitrium here says they didn't cut your section out on re-upload. By the way, Mahler edits the videos they EFAP, so it's much worse than you think. So was it just missing from the edit that they reacted to? Is that what you're saying? Like the video that they watched of mine was pre-edited, so only Mahler knew that part was missing. Is that what you're saying? Because that's even worse.
You see,
that's even worse.
The little bit I saw actually implied to me that Rags edited it.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing. What they do is, I think, they have a little presentation session where one of them prepares a nice little video package. Yeah. So Rags cut that out specifically.
Yeah, because Nitrium says that they watched it live, so.
So I think we need to start calling for them to release the original version. I mean, I think that's the only thing that makes any sense here.
Yeah. I mean, the fact that part was missing is pretty telling, right? Mm-hmm. Because that is the first big lie that he tells. Like, all the other stuff is kind of shit talking, but the first big lie that he tells is about the two planets. And they just skip over it completely. In my video, you'll see, I showed the portion of my video they cut out. They just completely leave it out. It's not even addressed at all.
And let's face it, that's a pretty big deal.
If you guys haven't heard, Mahler's new video, I think, is out now. Is that right?
Oh, what are you talking about? The fucking 17-hour fucking Star Wars Outlaw one?
That fucking shit.
Oh my fucking god! No, listen, guys.
I know that people are freaking out about the time on this, and it's excessive. It sure is really, really long. But the thing that disturbs me more than anything is that somebody would think to spell "ya" as in "you," Y-A-H. Who the fuck does that? Sociopath.
Yeah.
I just don't.
I mean, you can't tell me you have that much to actually say of quality about even.
I don't really have I don't really have an issue with like the 5-hour streams and stuff. That's fine. What the fuck ever. But this is a 17-hour edited video.
Yep.
I don't know.
So there are people that are in their community that are like, this is kind of ridiculous, and that the game wasn't even that bad. And the thing that's over time, I think, gone more towards limiting their growth and probably even lessening it to some degree is just them. You know what I mean? Like I think a lot of people outgrow this stuff if they don't watch.
I truly believe that that's kind of to sort of piggyback on that. I would say I think a lot of these guys have outgrown a lot of this stuff. I think they just don't want to let it go. and so they just complain about it. But I do believe it has a lot to do with outgrowing it.
I mean, listening to your coverage of it, they felt like teenagers talking about stuff.
Yes,
that's the vibe I got from them. It's really that sort of teenage clique of the group that's on the outs with all other people, the people who sit in a corner and nobody really speaks to, but have their own little social circle, making fun of everybody else.
Right, that was literally me in middle school and a little bit in high school too. But like, yeah, that's exactly what me and a couple of buddies did. Was we would just, because we were pissed off that we weren't really, it's not like we didn't really try either to be part of any kind of crew. We would just sit over in the corner and fucking talk shit because we thought we were, it was just a cope. Is all it was. Yeah. It does remind me of the meme that I made a long time ago though about these guys, or about Mahler in particular. Let me find that here in a minute. But yeah, so 18 fucking hours. Yeah. I think that calling for the Eric Debunks cut is the way to go.
I mean, the other thing to keep in mind is these guys will criticize you if you don't cover the whole video, because if you miss something, oh my god.
Yeah, what happened to that?
Yeah, it's obviously meant to be a fucking defense at this point. It's so obnoxiously long, you can't expect somebody to go over it. But if they don't, oh, that's bad faith. Fucking EFAP is the kings of bad faith. It's
truly. Well, somebody said one time something like, what was it? If brevity is the soul of wit, then EFAP is the arsehole.
Man, who said that? Who said that? We should probably invite him on to be a guest sometime. Whoever said that.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing about this one is, why do that for a game that people either played and enjoyed or didn't play? Who was the market for?
When did it come out? Like 2 years ago?
It's I think it was
about 2 years ago.
I mean, it's also worth noting 17 hours is plenty long to dive into a game and figure out whether or not you like it or why.
You could 30 minutes. You could find out if you don't like a game.
Yeah,
just call it a day. Like like, why do I need to? This is for anything, not just this game. Let's just preface this. I don't need 17 hours of anyone telling me how bad something is.
So do you know what they would say to? It doesn't matter what we say while we're discussing the runtime of that video. Every single response to it is just going to be, "Oh, long man, bad." It's pretty cringe.
Yeah, it's these. I mean, it's get a new gag. You know what I mean? Like long man bad. Just get a new.
By the way, I do need to apologize. I uploaded a very short video earlier. I showed it at the beginning of the stream. People are pissed off about it apparently. So it's called, how Charlie Kirk will be remembered or something like that. And it talks about how. Well, here, just watch.
I want to be remembered for the Charlie Kirk purge. Even the height of what the right-winger said was left-wing cancel culture, there were fewer actual victims than what we just witnessed when it comes to Charlie Kirk. At least 600 Americans lost.
So, yeah, people are pissed off about that. I want to apologize. I made another video to make up for it. This is how it'll actually be remembered.
Asked in an interview how he'd want to be remembered.
I want to be remembered for...
Do you truly, in your heart of hearts, truly believe that this is a human being?
Without a doubt.
Without a doubt?
Yes.
This is a dolphin fetus.
So let me...
Without a doubt, a dolphin fetus is a human being. This is a human fetus.
I'm sorry. I really am.
Yeah.
Is that AI song that everybody's talking about?
Yeah, it's... Long Man is bad, but that's only incidental to the fact that their videos are so long. That's just part. That's like one thing that is part of it.
Listen, if he just made long videos, I would think he's obnoxious, but I won't really think too much about it. Fact is, he's bad faith and just dishonest. Well, I guess bad faith encompasses being dishonest, but he's just dishonest in how he presents this stuff, and that's bad.
Yeah, it's not bad because it's long. It's bad because it's bad.
Yeah.
But being bad just makes it kind of like extra bad. So like it's possible. I can conceive of a video about virtually any subject if it's done in just such a way that to appeal to me and to keep my attention for 5 hours or something like that. I can see that being something that's not out of it's possible, not likely, but possible. But yeah, it's not going to be Mahler that does it.
Listen, I mean, this is just true. Would I rather watch a bad 90-minute movie or a bad 2.5-hour movie? Almost always I'll go with the 90-minute one because it's fucking shorter.
So when we talk about the hierarchy of chuds here, obviously, these guys have placed themselves underneath. They are subordinate to Critical Drinker, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's interesting actually as well, because there's something else that comes up in Eric's video. Is that they say that Critical Drinker's really good at making these short reviews.
Mm-hmm.
If Mauler's best effort to get anywhere near that involves making a 17-hour review that doesn't get as many views, which is apparently the metric as one of the Critical Drinkers.
Yes, that's their metric, correct, yeah.
Doesn't get as many views, is infinitely longer. Does that mean that by his own standards, Mauler is just bad at making videos?
I think it's interesting how Critical Drinker always hits that 8-minute mark, almost always. If you want to talk about being concise, my old reviews were like 3 minutes, and it's because I had to write them from the newspaper. They had to be under 500 words. That's concise. Does that not count?
Yeah. I mean, look, it may not be factual that he is the bottom, but it is canonical now.
True.
So you got Critical Drinker, then you got these guys are under there somewhere. But underneath that, the real fucking, the sludge that kind of accumulates underneath those guys is this fucking guy.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna point out the just really fucking funny irony going on in this image, but you can figure it out.
Yeah, I mean, like, I have no issue calling him ugly as fuck because that's what he does to people every day.
I mean, he does kind of look like a butt baby, so.
like seriously, I have reached a point now where if someone else engages in that, I have no moral issues with calling him out on it. If you're gonna do this without any reflection whatsoever at the ugliness that you present, like your eyebrows look like fucking Cro-Magnon man shit right here. It's crazy to call anything about beauty. That haircut is fucking homophobic. Cut it off. It's awful.
The haircut is homophobic.
The haircut is homophobic as fuck. I just can't with this fucker.
That's what I was about to say. I mean,
it's awful.
I mean, ugly is ugly, but that haircut is a choice. He chose that. He went to the hairdressers and he said, "I'd like this haircut." The hairdresser was okay with that.
Well, I mean, look, maybe we should be a little bit nicer to him, because I'm not going to say the R slur, but I'm going to suggest it and put it in your minds right now whenever I show this.
Yeah, because AI and CGI are comparable things.
And also, James Cameron is, I mean, he's famous for those. That's sure people know that it's him, but like, I don't know that he's famous for Avatar. I think he's probably famous for Aliens and Terminator 2 and even True Lies and fucking, you know what I mean? Like,
and even Titanic.
Titanic,
to be honest. Also, whose. It's who is, not whose. It should be who apostrophe s.
Also, no one doesn't have a fucking hyphen in it, you idiot.
True.
Just 2 words. But,
And it should be from a guy as well. But other than that, genius. But yeah, on Eric's first point, AI and CGI are very different. CGI is art, it's special effects, and the fact that it is CGI is no different from it being an animated film.
Right.
Cameron does the storytelling and the direction in the same way any director does for those films. And then on the second point, yeah, it's James fucking Cameron. Put some respect on that name just because he thinks you're an idiot.
Right. He and I'm sure there might even be some, like, technically you could file it under AI processes that go into, animating some of that stuff. But I mean, like, the vast majority of it is there's a human working on it, right? Whereas, like, the thing that certain folks want to make happen and are actively trying to make happen, despite everybody protesting it, most people protesting it rather, is just like AI that you write in, here's what I want to see in the movie, now do that, and the AI does it, right?
And I will also add, no matter what you say about Avatar, I think most people will agree those movies are better than a certain film I saw called Rogue Elements.
Yeah, which just went under, it went down below 4.0 on what you call it?
IMDb.
Yeah.
We did have some super chats here. Another one.
Oh shit.
From Big Fieldy.
Hell yeah.
Let's make it rain up in here. Ambassadors over gatekeepers all day, every day. Star Wars Outlaws was a fun game with a strong female protagonist. Yeah, there we go. Thank you for the super chat. I'm not sure whose channel that was, but appreciate the support for
We
everybody.
never know.
We never know. It's a mystery. Unless I recognize the name. Is it somebody that
I'm sure it's a coincidence and that these guys aren't bigoted or sexist whenever they scream about a video game or a movie where a woman is prominent in it. I'm sure that's not sexism. We're just misreading it.
Speaking of women and female protagonists and cool shit, Chariot has arrived.
Oh my gosh, am I a protagonist now? That's great.
What an intro.
Eric's doing like late night kind of intros here. I like it. I'm here for this. I wonder though if we're going to get to the point where they are so lacking in content that they start going after James Cameron for creating their two favorite female protagonists in films about strong female characters, which they hate.
Yeah. I mean, we're already seeing them going after each other. They're already cannibalizing other channels now, so wouldn't be surprising.
We will see them like they did with Way of Water. They will dip their toes on Avatar and kind of see where the waters go. They'll be very like hesitant to go full blast.
It was interesting last time. That was one of because it was like they didn't. None of them went after it at first, and then what they ended up doing, if you remember, Bob, was they there was a I guess an indigenous content creator activist that had written an article or review or something like that, and you know she had like a couple hundred subscribers or followers on Twitter or whatever, and a couple of them, Jeremy Hambley being the main one, of course, because there isn't a fruit too low for him. And he fucking went after that and was like, "Oh, look, they're melting down." So they'll find some way to, you know, mention the movie in the title, mention wokeness, and then find a target to talk about it, even if they like the movie, if they feel like they can.
So another thing they will do, and this movie will likely be the same, is that they will target the opening weekend numbers and treat those like the main numbers. And they will ignore the fact that these Avatar movies have a history of having just ridiculously long legs, like ridiculously long. So, you know, expect at least a few videos about them talk about, oh my God, the opening weekend's terrible. It's completely bombing. And then the movie just makes $2 billion.
Well, I think for this next one as well, it's all paid for. It's all been paid for because they shot them back to back with the last one. And it's
of the old ways, and those old ways apparently include sending us money.
Wow. Hey, thank you.
Thanks, man. And, yeah, hopefully you're doing all right.
Yeah, shout out to Bob. Hope you're doing well, man.
I mean, I know you're in Florida still, but aside from that.
Yeah, I mean, true, very true. You know, it strikes me, something that's really funny about this this Disparu tweet is like just how disrespectful of like film as a craft it really is. Because James Cameron's stated reason for taking so long between the original Avatar and Way of Water is specifically because of the effort that it took to develop the effects for the CGI around the water and the interactions with water to like get the look right. And also I think some of the stuff that he was trying to do with the cameras, I'm not like a tech person, but I think that they were trying to like develop like literally like a new technique for filming it. And there was some reporting about that back when that film was in its like late stages of production, because the stories were all about how it had been so long since the first one. And I know
they also worked on the CGI for the Na'vi pretty heavily because he wasn't happy with it.
Yeah, no, I mean, there's a lot of dedication to the craft, I think, in that. You know, the idea that would all be analogous to just fucking sitting at your computer and typing like, what's one of the I don't even use any of these, so I don't know all the names
Chat
right
GPT
now. But,
is probably the big one.
I mean, there's the
really
one
does
on
AI
Twitter.
art.
There's Grok.
do people still use Stable Diffusion for pictures? Is that still a popular one? That was a thing for a while. I was trying to think of like one of the image specific ones.
Yeah, Stable Diffusion still. I think that Grok now has its own app that does imaging too.
Oh yeah. Well, just being like, hey Grok, show me a picture of Rick and Morty, but they work at Starbucks, and they're like telling me to honor Charlie Kirk or whatever. Wow, great, amazing. Just like Avatar, the same amount of
yes, it's the same thing.
Well, I think what's clear about all these guys, which they reveal in sort of bits and pieces here and there, is they know nothing about making films or filmmaking. Not just both sides of it. They don't know how films are made. They don't understand how to make films. They just think that they do. And they have a level of confidence far beyond their expertise.
I mean, to bring it back to Mahler, who we were talking about at the beginning, he almost kind of brags about how he doesn't give a shit about themes. And for someone who like takes so long to spend hours talking about a single movie, to not even care about fucking themes, it's just mind blowing to me.
So I put in the prop into Twitter that you just asked for. Let me show you what it means.
Oh God! Oh no! Oh God! Oh God!
Here it is.
Oh, I'm gonna hate this.
I put in Rick and Morty working at Starbucks honoring Charlie Kirk, and this is what it came up with.
Oh boy.
Here.
I'm gonna hurl. I'm gonna hurl.
It's actually not. Hold on, where did I put it at? There it is. It's actually not great. This is what it came up with. So.
Oh, I like that they're just like people.
Yeah,
that's so interesting.
Wearing Morty shirts.
The prompt literally was what you said.
Or Rick
and Morty working at Starbucks while honoring Charlie Kirk is what I typed into it.
I like that in this case, like the way that they're honoring Charlie Kirk is with an excessive amount of cups.
Yeah.
That's so interesting.
Well, I also just based on the way these two people look, I think they're also going to shoot pornography.
I'm also trying to figure out how the cups work. It looks like they're like stacked into, like, how do they work? Like, it looks like the bottoms are topped on the. I don't understand these cups at all.
You say, Dane, you say two people. I see Sam Cedar and Annette Bening.
Yeah. Well, it's sort of fitting. Maybe this is why it's honoring Charlie Kirk, because much like the average conservative man, the cups' bottoms are also their tops.
Oh wait, there's two images. Wait, there's two. I just realized there's two back here. Let's see what the other one looks like. That's the other one.
Man, shout out to whatever this was supposed to be.
What?
Yeah.
Hang on, I get it.
It's from the same prompt. This is from the same prompt.
Maybe they're the ones getting the cups.
No, guys.
I feel like the only thing it understood was Starbucks. I mean,
and they wonder why they can't fucking make a profit.
Oh, we lost you there.
You know what I mean? Literally nobody has made a profit on this fucking garbage.
I mean, technically,
it does. Talk about how much money they brought in, but they're not talking about profit when they do that.
I mean, technically, those two images did honor Charlie Kirk because everybody in it was white. So in that respect, they got it right.
Grok didn't even fucking try. Well, I mean, it takes after its fucking alleged creator in that way, right?
Well, they've actually they've locked it up so much because of wokeness that it doesn't. I don't think it functions the way it supposed to.
No, it's just a fucking conservative or fucking fascist goddamn confirmation bias machine at this point.
No, Grok used to function somewhat, but like they had to go through and make it dumber, so it just regurgitate.
So I said make it more accurate. This is what it did. Let me show you what it did. I typed in make it more accurate. Hold on. This is the last one, I promise. But this is what it did right here.
No, this is the rest of the stream. All right. Okay, now we got Rick and Morty. Well,
my eyes are freaking me out, man. I don't like that.
So wait, did we got Rick and then Rick and Morty merged?
I don't know.
Rick and
how many people?
Does that say Rick and Morty and Stiffy? What is that?
Yeah, I guess I don't know what that means. Yeah.
Jeez,
so this is what people are paying extra money to Elon for with the AI is to make.
Look at the human-ish hand.
You know what? If this image inspired a school shooting, it probably would be honoring Charlie Kirk. So maybe we just have to wait.
Why does that eye have two fucking
pupils?
Yeah.
Why is that Rick stepping out of a actual man's jacket?
He's molting.
You got Musk is earning that $1 trillion. He's going to get paid, isn't he? with this shit.
No, yeah, big tech, you guys you're doing great with this stuff. Just keep pumping it out there. We're gonna accept it.
We'll get there one day.
Don't worry, guys. We'll kill that rainforest eventually.
Yeah. Well, there's also saying that now because the Echo, the Amazon Echo, they're getting ready to introduce some more AI savvy model, and a lot of people are coming out and saying this will be extremely detrimental to energy, because the amount of people that use the Echo in their houses would just be connected to a service that they might not even use. Like they're paying extra money for it. It's churning out the energy and they're not using it.
Yep.
So
they've really come up with cool ways to be as energy inefficient as possible.
Yeah.
Well, cool. So have you guys seen that the other day Birdman dropped a 7-minute and something video
about media grifting? Yeah.
Yeah.
I appreciate it because obviously he's providing real information, stuff that we've tried to explain for years. He does a really good job of it, but I think the people that just don't want to accept that these guys are grifters are going to keep making excuses for it.
I mean, they're pretty blatant grifters at this point.
If you look around enough, I mean, I see that there's plenty of people, here and there. It is anecdotal, obviously, but like I see enough of them that it convinces me that there's an effect of, what like
there is.
All it takes is having some doubts, basically, and then you seeing something by Birdman or something by you or whatever, and then that can put somebody over the top of.
I will say that the Birdman video is probably the leanest and most concise packaged one that I've seen, like in terms of just getting right to the core of it. And so I appreciate that he did that. I also think it's funny that stuff is getting shared in Mauler subreddit. They so the Mauler subreddit so badly wants them to cover Birdman, but they just won't address it. They won't.
Is that where he mentioned that actually Mauler did know who he was despite saying that he didn't?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Let's watch a couple minutes because I wasn't able to pay full attention to it.
I'm pretty sure years and years ago when I streamed with JXE a while ago, that stream also included Fringy and Birdman.
Oh.
That's how I was able to get a hold of Birdman.
I mean, just pretending like you don't know someone is in social media is not a flex. I don't know why you would do that.
No, it is. All it's done, like all they had to do was go, no, I don't like Birdman. I think he's dishonest. I don't like him. And then that would have been it. But like by pretending like you don't know who he is when there's evidence that you fucking do, it just makes you look like the cowards that you are.
Well, I mean, so pretending they don't know Birdman, cutting parts of my video out that show that Critical Drinker lied about something, like completely 100% lied about it. It's just becoming more and more clear that these guys, the echo chambers the echoes are getting worse. Like when
you're known for making fucking extremely long form content, and then there's certain things that you just don't want to talk about, that should draw people's eyes to that thing.
Yeah.
That open bar clip is really funny though. The part where he's like, yeah, on EFAP, we're just too busy talking about movies and stuff. We don't really do it. We're not really interested in doing content like that. And then immediately turning around, like within what has it been, like just a few weeks, maybe like a couple months at most, immediately turning around and doing like responses to like not just Eric, but also Noah, and I think there was something with
there is another person, but I don't know.
Anthony Gramuglia at some point.
ACHD,
yeah.
Well, you know what that reminds me of is and I don't know if I have this clip, or I know you do, Bob, but whenever they were asked about you, it was Drinker and Gary and Muller.
Oh, yeah.
And actually, Drinker brought you up. Remember?
Yes.
And then what was the response from Muller was like,
I'm too busy.
He's just too busy.
Meanwhile, Gary makes a very specific face to the mention of you. You know what I mean? And then, of course, years later, he acts like, I don't know. Who is this guy? I don't even know. I don't know what his problem with me is whenever somebody asks him in Super Chat. So, like, it's a tactic. It's a thing they do.
Here we go.
Says, hey everyone, I hope you had a good Christmas. Hey Muller, you should debate some of your haters on EFAP. It would be hilarious. Bring organized chaos on.
I barely have enough time to review this. I'm behind.
If they would come on, they all talk a big effing game, but when it comes time to like, hey, let's talk,
we all talk a big
game. A lot of them.
Back at the Gary's the one that fucking doesn't want to back his shit up.
I mean, that's such bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Utter bullshit. because he doesn't speak to anybody
Literally
outside
no
of
way.
his bubble.
Yeah.
Literally no one.
He's,
And the
he-
few times he has, the few times he's been forced to on Piers Morgan, he crumbles.
Yep.
Gary's also just like so inattentive that he didn't realize that, like, once again, Mahler was saying the opposite of what he expected him to say. And he didn't seem to realize until he was halfway through his comment that, like, Mahler's point is that he didn't have time, like he wasn't going to do the debate. But then Gary is like, oh, people are always, they're always ducking debates. That's literally what Mahler's doing seconds before you said that.
I don't think Gary's done a single debate.
He's never debated.
He's never debated
Never
anybody.
had to actually.
So how are you going to act like we don't want to do it? I've been in streams debating people several times over the last year and a half, and he's never done it. So how are you going to say we don't do it?
I don't think it's
fucking
coincidence
Bob
that
has
the
debated people. Like, what are we talking about?
I don't think it's coincidence that the two biggest of these guys, Drinker and Nerdrotic, have never been put in a situation where they have to defend their fucking garbage.
And if Mahler doesn't like, if genuinely, like, in his mind, he's like, I'm not interested in debating people or whatever. If that was how he felt, that's fine. Like, I literally don't care. But it's so like Gary is such a fucking idiot that he literally couldn't tell that was what Mahler was saying, is he wasn't interested. And his immediate play is to be like, oh yeah, people never want to debate. It's like, dude, you're not on the same page right now.
But their audience doesn't give a fuck. That's just giving them multiple things to grab onto as for what they can say whenever they come confront us or whatever. And we're like, hey, we've tried to talk to Gary or whatever. They're like, oh yeah, you wouldn't show up, or whichever one they feel like is the better defense that their audience will use.
Yeah, Danny says they got destroyed on Piers Morgan. They did. Both times I saw them on there, any pushback they got, they just crumbled up and didn't say a fucking thing.
There was that one guy that just basically shut down. He essentially exposed their entire fucking channel's grift in like 30 seconds or so, and they just kind of looked bewildered and angry about it for a minute, and that's it.
They haven't really been back on Piers in a while.
That's the thing. So, like, Gary in particular, well, I'm sure Critical Drinker was kind of the same way. But, like, just from the content he's made, the content he's used to make, Gary specifically, he knows he's full of shit at this point. I mean, he specifically spoke out against the type of shit he's doing now, back in the day. But now he's like, fuck it. This is easy money. And I mean, I can pull up the other clip where he literally has talked about how he does it for fucking money. He doesn't care.
Mm-hmm. Well, he was talking about Miles Morales' tweets specifically in that case. But that's just the tweet version of what he does on his YouTube channel, so it does.
I made $1,000 on Twitter.
It was actually right next to the other one.
And I know there's people out there stealing content like Ian Miles Chong, making a lot more.
He's not anymore.
I'm making $1,000.
No, his channel's crashed.
Ian Miles Chong is not making more money.
Not anymore. He's
having
going
a
back
bad
to like
time.
dumb shit now. Yeah, it's not good for him.
Shit I would do for free. That, for one, is America. That is capitalism. And it's fucking hilarious. And you can do it too. You can do it too. You can do Miles Morales tweets because they're like engagement gold.
I always think it's
They're
funny that
engagement
his fans think he would be a racist for free.
Mm-hmm.
He would be a racist for free. Oh, cool. All right.
I don't understand why we should even listen to him, because he had Batman stuff there, he had DC stuff and Marvel.
Yeah,
right.
he
According
had
to
Doctor Who
EFAP,
stuff, Star Trek stuff. What the heck?
according to EFAP, having multiple fandoms in the same room with you is a problem. So
Yeah, you have to do one and then go all in on that one. Apparently.
Oh, but then they backtracked on that immediately because they realized what they were saying about Gary, and so they had to point out that no, he doesn't have the specific words Marvel or DC anyway.
Right.
So it doesn't count. Doesn't count.
Well, wait. I think the only word behind Eric is Marvel. Like, he just has DC characters. So what?
Yeah.
It's almost like it's a really dumb argument.
It is a dumb argument. Well, they didn't like my glasses. They didn't like my hat. They didn't like the background of my video. They didn't like, I can't remember, there's other things they didn't like about me. I don't.
More hypocrisy from the people that never show their faces.
Well, that's what I said. Show your
some-
face. I want to see how fucking ugly you are to talk about me. Like, if you're gonna talk about what I look like, put your face on camera.
I mean, in case
but they're
you're
probably
wondering,
too
Rag-
busy. They're too busy to put their faces on camera.
I haven't gone over the whole EFAP coverage of me, but I know Rags spent excessive amount of times criticizing my background. And it's like, show your fucking face, motherfucker. Show your.
Yeah. I just assume they're all ugly as fuck. That's really
Yeah, I think that's reasonable.
Like,
I think that's a reasonable.
If you're not
thing
going to
do.
show your face, then I'm just going to go with what I know, which is that people that sound like them are probably ugly as fuck. So prove me wrong.
I mean,
Show
if
your
they
face.
talk like that in social situations, I think it's safe to say they can't get laid.
You say social situations as if they ever speak to anybody.
This is their social situation, is being on the internet, terminally online.
I'm going to prove you wrong right here, Eric. Okay.
Oh, really?
Oh no. That's just him.
What a gorgeous man.
He does pretend to have, or used to at least, pretend that he has a robot brain.
Oh.
That he is capable of turning off emotion as any kind of metric in his analysis.
That sounds very mentally stable.
Yeah. So he's ugly. Sorry, you're right. I'm bad.
Oops.
Where is Mahler from?
He looks
Neck of the woods. Yeah.
Wait, is he Welsh?
He is, yeah, despite his accent not suggesting
Really?
that at all.
I would have
Yeah.
never guessed that, honestly.
No. He's got a very strange accent. He's particularly pronouncing W words in ways that, but yeah, very odd accent. But yeah, he's from a small town just outside our capital, Cardiff.
Interesting. That's all the information we need.
That's all you need. Annoying.
It's very hard to find anything else out about him except that there's several spots where he's made some kind of reference to wanting to fuck a dog. So
yeah,
we've got a couple more super chats, guys. If you want to,
let's see where we at here. From Claire, $10 super chat. More money. P.S. These guys remind me of new metal fans, which isn't bad on its own, but it's like video game nerds. They'll never be the cool guys. I'm sorry, it's never going to happen. I mean, that's probably why they keep their faces covered. They're so worried about breaking the illusion of whatever they're projecting, you know, intelligence, power, popularity.
I will admit I listened to plenty of new metal back in the day.
Sure. Yeah.
I mean,
and
System of a Down was pretty
back,
cool.
Goddamn it. Limp Bizkit's back. All right, deal with it. But
he does a lot of work for charity, apparently. Fred Durst. He does, some good.
The thing
stuff.
was, and this is completely unrelated, but I noticed what I realized is that Fred Durst, everybody used to hate him and talk all this shit on him and stuff. And I mean, I joined in too back in the day, but like basically now culture has caught up to him in a lot of ways. So like a lot of people are just kind of the way that Fred Durst was acting in
He's got like big dad energy now. Like everybody's all about it.
Weird, but yeah. So do you think this content has ever gotten any of these guys laid? That's what I was thinking about the other day. I was like,
I mean, they would have to leave their houses to meet people.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe virtually.
Yeah.
I don't know. They might have done some of that. I don't know. I you know, ultimately, I feel like they just have too much time on their hands for a lot of this stuff. You know. Yeah,
I think you guys are missing the funniest possible response to that question.
What is that,
which is,
Chariot?
do dogs count?
Oh.
Not that I think Rags wants to. I don't think he's a zoophile. I just think he likes anthropomorphic drawings or whatever. Just to be clear about the fact that I don't actually mean that. I just thought that would be a funny thing to say.
This is a good observation because I mean I don't know if that was literally his intent, but that does seem to be something that happens.
Well, particularly with Doomcock, who was kind of his villain origin story, because he was making the sort of content that wasn't getting him many views, but was honest, right up until the point where he started interacting with Doomcock. There's sort of a direct link there between him turning to the dark side, as it were.
So he basically.
I didn't realize it. I didn't realize he wasn't close with Tom anymore. Do they not talk at all?
Yeah, I wasn't aware of that either.
Well, I mean, think about when was the last time that I mean, maybe I'm just not aware, but like, does Mahler and Kennel still do that show with Star Wars Theory? Or have they just kind of siphoned off?
Star Wars Theory had to duck out too often because they
I don't think that's happening anymore. Because Star Wars Theory was doing Nerd Theory with Den of Nerds before Den of Nerds was like, I want $500 a stream or I'm out, and he wouldn't pay him. So that show ended.
Christ.
He was live with someone else, like two other people the other day. Star Wars Theory was, but I haven't seen him with the other guys in a while.
World Class Bullshitters. I've also seen a video by the one of those people. I forget her name. but she talked about how like they were all cool and buddies, and then she showed up at some fan meetup or something like that, and that Gary was just a complete fucking dick to her and made
Had
her
her
leave.
kicked out, right? Wasn't she kicked out or something? Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, Doomcock is still a thing, surprisingly. Even after all the shit that went down, there's still people that watch Doomcock.
And if you're not familiar with what went down, it was Ketwalski. He's got a video on it. I recommend go, learn about that.
And Midnight Edge, I think, is a good example of a channel that used to kind of be like interesting movie behind the scenes stuff. It used to just be kind of interesting to see like the little stories behind movies, and then it just went full anti-woke grift after a little bit.
Did Star Wars Theory tap out after they all picked on him? Is that
I haven't seen him around those guys.
It kind of does seem like that might have been something at least that played into it, right?
They said that wasn't the case when I did a video on that, and people were like, "Oh no, that's just how they hang out and talk." And I'm like, I don't think he's friends with them like that. I don't think they buddy like that. He's relatively new to that space. And then after they did that, I haven't seen him back on any of their shows.
And I wonder if did what's the name end up going back on there too? What's her name?
I've thought about like. I go to Horror Hound like twice a year because I get press pass to it. So I go there and get coverage and usually add a signature to my wall. But World Class Bullshitters has like a table there like every time I'm there. I've thought about talking to them.
You should. You should.
I pretty much guarantee they'd know who I am. I pretty much.
I just realized that Star Wars Theory podcast thing where like who was the other co-host who wanted like $500 or whatever?
Den of Nerds.
Yeah, that's literally a fucking meme. That's the Dr. Phil thing, that clip from Dr. Phil where he's reading out that transcript, and people just clip him reading it. So he's got the piece of paper and he's reading it and he goes, "You're ugly, you're disgusting, I want to kill you. PayPal, give me $500," or whatever the hell it is that he says. That's literally. I just realized that's like a joke. That's like a bad joke.
Yeah, that's true.
This is a good point, and I have a song about this actually. That'll be, I think all my music's going to be out by Friday. On Friday, it'll probably all be available. Download. Yeah, but I have a song about that. The fascists don't actually have any friends. They're just opportunists, and they will fucking backstab each other. Yeah. Yeah, the things he can't legally call lightsabers, right?
He calls them like Fury
sabers.
Sabers, right? Is that what it is?
Fury Sabers, yeah.
Like I'm pretty confident that if they caught him just calling them lightsabers or anything like that, that they could probably fucking sue his ass. Tom has no interaction with the Friday Night Tights crowd. Are you sure? I mean, since when?
He does. I
feel like
he used to hang out with Yellow Flash, but I think Yellow Flash and him have been fighting, so I don't know.
I know he was at least last year talked to Chris Gore.
You know what I remember the last time we've talked about it, what do you call it? Midnight's Edge was, I think, whenever Chris Gore had his crash out.
Yeah.
That he then had a stroke immediately after.
I mean, he had that crash out, and it was all over an argument over poor things, where Chris Gore is realizing these guys have like no media literacy and don't care to actually examine the media, and it's like, Chris, this is the bed you've made. These are the people you've decided to associate yourself with. Don't tell me this is the first time you've noticed this. Don't.
I just did a quick wellness check on Midnight's Edge channel live while we're sitting here. From 2023 to 2024, they saw a 13.8% growth. From 2024 to 2025, they saw a 3.6% growth.
Oh,
ouch.
So probably by next year, we will be under. Like the growth will be at either a flat or a negative growth from year to year.
And can you find, I don't know if you can, this is easy to look for, but like, have they been going on Friday Night Tights or anything like that, trying to promote themselves elsewhere?
Let's see.
Is it just Tom is he the only guy? Really?
I think Tom is the main person on Midnight's Edge, but I think there's other people that are.
There's other people who work on it, but yeah, Tom's, I'm pretty sure is the main one.
Let's see. Let's look at some of his podcast here, live streams.
Now, that's interesting from. Just gone off my screen.
Mr. H kicks Tom from a stream. That's funny.
Tom gets very like angry, so.
From Noah Opinion, he's asking if Theory Sabers are products from China. If they are, then I wonder if he's been hit by the Trump tariffs.
That would be crazy.
Oh my god.
Tariffs on the sabers. That would be nuts. I would feel bad for anybody who got hit with one of those.
I mean, at least that's one thing that Rippaverse is protected from, because apparently he
Oh my
sources all this
God.
stuff in the US.
Well, and also nobody will get tariffed if they don't
No.
buy it anyway. So
That's true.
Sort of life hack there.
I stumbled into Midnight's Edge, their tagline for their channel: spin-free news and analysis of comics, film, Hollywood, corporate politics, and more. Spin-free.
I saw Tom on that what is it? Basically it's a Park Place spinoff channel, I think. I saw him streaming on there not too long ago with them.
Ooh.
So yeah, real.
So
no spin.
Midnight's Edge would be a guess, which means they would probably show up in the thumbnail somewhere. As I'm scrolling through, I'm not seeing their logo anywhere in the thumbnails or Tom anywhere in the thumbnails. At least not over the last 6 or 7 months.
Excellent comment from Albedo as well. Newt Gunray hit Theory with the tariffs. I like that.
Yeah.
Okay, Star Wars Theory lightsabers. The manufacturing links to a company called TXQ, which is like an AliExpress company from China.
Yikes.
According to some customers, the Theory's role is just reselling. He adds his own custom packaging, his font and stuff, branding. But the final assembly or quality control might be his, but that he doesn't have his own full manufacturing facility in North America. Even Theory Saber seems to hint this indirectly, a public statement acknowledging that overseas manufacturing partners in common, pointing out that building in-house plant after their sales volume would cost millions.
So it's the same
Theory
thing.
Sabers aren't built in-house; they're drop shipped, and then he
That's
just.
what I was gonna say. It's just like Nerdrotics coffee, fucking drop shipped.
Yeah, I don't know. That kind of feels like bullshit to me. Like, I would rather pay for something, even if I'm paying for more. You know, if it's just a one-time purchase like that, like a collector's item, I'd rather pay a little bit more for something that's actually being manufactured by the people who are like selling it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that makes sense.
I mean, personally, I don't think there's anything particularly wrong with getting stuff made in China because China makes a lot of stuff.
I think you just have to be. You should be
That's
upfront
what they
about
do.
it, though. If you're not manufacturing it, you should at least be upfront.
Well, I mean,
about
just
it.
the branding, the image to me, without having looked into it, seemed that he probably had some little, I mean, here's the truth: is that I know that his dad is like a pretty well-off real estate guy. You can find images of him and his dad. I think he tried to do real estate with his dad for a while before he, decided to, I guess, grift full time on YouTube. But so I figured that there was probably his dad helped him, develop some kind of little manufacturing thing, and that was me being very charitable, apparently. So, but that's not the case.
Let's see. So the Theory's site lists most sabers around the $170 price point. The high-end sabers can go up to like $700.
Jesus Christ.
However, you can get the same quality sabers from that company, the TXQ-based lightsaber, comparable metal hilt with electronic blade, sells around $60.
Whoa.
Direct from them.
So he is literally just a middleman, just milking the extra.
And he's upselling the shit out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, at that price point, why wouldn't you go get one of the Lucasfilm official lightsabers?
But he's not a grifter, guys.
This is kind of like my instinct, just as somebody who tries to think about like the consumer side end of it, is just like you as somebody who's buying the thing, who is actually going to be the person who like owns it, have a better ability, if you do your due diligence, to ensure the quality of what you're paying for, if you are getting it like directly from the manufacturer or from a company that like works directly with. If it's just drop shipped, like there's so many shady companies on places like Amazon. So
this was just a quick Google search for me to get that information. So it's like, yeah, I mean, look it up yourself, everybody. Anybody who's in here that doubts it, just go do like a 10-minute search on.
Yeah, I mean, Albedo in chat has that's what it is. It's the anti-woke saber. So you're not actually
right.
bad
He
about
gets the
giving money to
lightsaber from the
Kathleen
company,
Kennedy.
and then he infuses it with anti-woke particles, and then,
Kathleen Kennedy
that's
isn't getting
marked
your
up,
money
yeah.
the way that she normally would if you bought a lightsaber from. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he sprays it with the anti-Kathleen Kennedy mist, and then
Yeah, that's what it is. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, I didn't realize that.
I need my anti-woman sword, my woman repellent saber.
Oh God.
Just keep the branding on; it'll work.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the thing about it is he's probably just paying for the packaging that he puts the sabers in before he ships them out to customers. So he's paying for packaging and shipping only, which there's no reason for a $60 saber to be $500 for packaging and shipping. There's just no reason for that.
That's crazy. That's so crazy.
That's
so
I would just say,
nuts.
man, if you're weaning yourself off, you know, I don't know. I just say that maybe cold turkey is the way to go. There's a list of channels in the description of this stream, whichever channel you're watching it on, with multiple other channels that you could use to, you know, kind of replace your time, or just, you know, anything else that's not even.
Yeah,
related.
I haven't been doing lots of videos because I've just been so busy. Fortunately, the guy over here has been a champ uploading videos like mad. He has plenty of content for you to watch, and pretty much for the most part,
There's like I try to upload at least 4 to 5 videos a week, so and I do 2 live streams, so it's pretty busy.
If I get 2 videos a week, I'm good. If I get 2.
Before we go anywhere else important, I reminded myself that there's one Disney film that the Chuds have completely ignored. Once again, Zootopia 2 came out.
Yep, and it's crushing. It's going to reach $1 billion for sure.
Absolutely massive. It's a juggernaut. It did 100 million in one day in China.
Yeah,
first US film to do so, and yet crickets.
Well, I have seen people on Twitter using that to attack Superman, but it's like it's a Disney film. So,
it's a sequel.
Yeah.
To a hugely popular.
I mean, it's Disney animated movie.
Well, but the weird thing is that Superman beat all of the Marvel movies, right?
Yeah.
It did better than all the Marvel movies this year. So now they're going, but look, Disney's Zootopia beat Superman. It's like, what are we doing?
So,
what are we doing?
And keep in mind, the reason why they have to go to box office numbers is because, for the most part, people really like Superman and Thunderbolts and Fantastic Four.
Yep.
People who've seen it are like, yeah, those are pretty fucking good movies.
Well, but I've seen a couple of videos where they're like, okay, now that time has passed, so let's talk about how Superman was actually woke and gay. Or whatever. It's like, okay.
It looks like right now, Zootopia already, it's only been out a week. And we're talking about like going into its, I think second week?
Yeah,
$617 million already worldwide.
Holy shit.
It's going to reach $1 billion. Easy. At this
The
point,
first one broke $1 billion pretty quickly as well, right?
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like Disney
the original
animated
Zootopia
movies,
is pretty woke.
Yeah, and I've heard this one's really good too.
For a kids movie.
So, for perspective, a lot of people who are against the whole woke thing have said that this movie is amazing. So,
sure.
I don't know. I think it's going to reach $1 billion.
It's just tough because I feel like a lot these guys, and this is one of the I do try to draw this distinction because I know when some people make videos, they'll like call people like Mahler like a grifter.
Yeah.
And I kind of see where they're coming from when I see him on like live streams and shit, where it's like, come the fuck on, bro. You're really going to the hilt for Critical Drinker or whatever.
I think he believes his own hype. Shit.
Yeah, but I do kind of feel like it's sometimes important to distinguish between a guy like that and somebody who is just so clearly a follower, like Nerdrotic. Like it's just a constitutional trend chaser. Right. You know, like Jeremy Griggs is like another guy like that, where like if something is successful enough, they wouldn't dare be like, this is woke and it shouldn't make $1 billion. They'd much rather be like, oh, it's successful, so now I have to say that it's actually not woke.
This also pushes back against the trajectory of Disney for them. Like, they keep saying that everything Disney puts out is woke garbage and it's get woke go broke, and then this comes out and it's like, but this one's doing really well.
I mean, they also don't like talking about the live action Lilo and Stitch, which I mean, I haven't even seen because I've not heard good things about. But the fact is, it was a huge success.
Right. Yeah, and again, this isn't like one movie in a sea of bad movies. They've had other big films as well. They just kind of focus in on Marvel.
This anti-Disney narrative that exists does a lot of the legwork for them, so like they can kind of seemingly afford to not talk about this movie or whatever because it's just that there's this built-in rejection, right? And that's you know.
I mean, they can't really do the outrage angle because this movie, lots of people, I'm sure, I'm loving it. So, you know, lots of their fans might turn against them if they go the outrage angle. So, best move is either to ignore it or just lightly tap it.
So, I have a short clip of a guy that I don't even know who this is. I just came across it in shorts and I thought it was interesting. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to grab that and get you guys to respond to it here.
See the culture shift through Disney movies. Cinderella, she has to be transformed into something beautiful, right? Beauty and the Beast, he's going to be transformed to become this incredibly handsome prince. All of these stories that come from like my generation of Disney is all you need to be transformed to get the beautiful story. The Epicurean view of Disney, which comes about with your generation and later, is the world needs to accept me as I am. So Frozen, the world has to just accept her for who she is. Or Ratatouille, what is that? Like all of...
Yeah.
I'm not sure I agree with that.
I don't agree with it. I mean, it's a really, really...
Wait, who is this? What channel is this?
Honestly, the thing up in the corner makes me think it's some kind of a Christian bullshit.
Does that say storied wisdom? Is that what that says?
Storied wisdom, yeah.
What did he used the term Epicurean for? What, by the way, Ratatouille as an Epicurean tale that's hilarious. I love that. What was how did you describe the first like category, like Beauty and the Beast?
I don't think he did describe it as
he didn't use a similar
I was wondering what the juxtaposition there would be because
well, there's still a little bit left in it. I just wanted to, in case somebody had anything to say, I wanted to pause it.
Oh yeah, for sure. Let's
Paris just needs to learn that it's okay to eat food made by a rat. Like, you have some character that an old Disney would have to go through some transformation to become what the world expects of them. New Disney is no. The world needs to change to meet them where they are and allow them to stay where they are.
I mean, it's just. Again, this is basically what the Cheds do. It's ignoring context.
I mean, it's also ignoring context because I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. That what he's using for the newer examples was pretty much what Dumbo was.
But he never got to the harm in this. Like he all he did was point out two different ways of telling a story, and that's it. So what is the point that's being made here?
Yeah, all he's done is point out that some stories are different from others because to describe Cinderella and Beauty and the Beast as being his generation's Disney. Those films were made over 40 years apart.
Those are not even the same generation of movie.
Yeah, but I mean, I was just waiting to see like how he was going to frame it. There's no frame. It's just presenting information without any conclusion.
And those two films as well are the only two films he picked because all of the others completely destroy his argument. Jungle Book, the character doesn't really transform. It was going back to Snow White. He specifically doesn't transform herself. She doesn't change. She is static.
And I think even his own example doesn't really hold up because he brings up Beauty and the Beast, and while the Beast is a major character, Beauty is the main character, and she doesn't really change. She teaches the Beast.
Yeah, so she literally transforms the world around her from them being.
Yeah, the whole thing in Beauty and the Beast is that the townspeople genuinely are like absurdly like discriminatory and fearful, and they do change. Whereas like in Frozen, the person who undergoes the biggest change is probably, I would say, Elsa.
Yeah, I mean,
it's because she's learning to accept herself. Like it's a different type of personal journey, you know. And like Ratatouille as well, like Paris, this is the thing, is he just gets that film completely wrong because Paris never, literally, they never know. They don't find out that a rat is making their food.
No, they don't.
They never have the opportunity to accept him. But it's just that he can be good despite his like circumstances, you know?
Yeah.
Right. I think this is essentially what he's appealing to there, I believe, is that.
Also, like, if that guy is a Christian, I should just point out that, like, the idea that the world should change is also something that's kind of latent within like Christian theology.
I'm
like
still
the idea that you should have like a moralistic come to Jesus moment. Like that is something that Christians often project onto the world around them.
But
so they as individuals do ask the world to change. That is like a very foundational thing. That's their eschatology.
Yeah. I don't misunderstand like this comment here, Albedo. I understand that was the comparison, but there's still, you're not showing the harm that's done between these two things. Like, what is wrong with the world changing for the better versus the person changing for the better? Like, what is what is the harm in that? That's what I don't understand. Like, I get the point of the video, but you have to show me what the negative is for the world changing for the better. That doesn't.
I'll just be honest. My brain is still melting over the idea that like Disney movies of his generation, Cinderella and Beauty and the Beast. Okay, so real quick, I remember being a kid and going to see Beauty and the Beast. I remember that. Cinderella was way before my time.
It's like 1939, right? Or 1950.
That's more like Snow White, but yeah,
Snow White was 39.
It's
it's straight up just Christian garbage. But they, you know what? We shouldn't even be talking about it. They ain't getting. Woo.
Well, which is weird because I mean, as I remember from the Bible, Jesus' whole deal was not, guys, let's be more like the Romans.
Right.
We're going to make ourselves more like. I'm pretty sure his whole deal was changing the world to fit around him.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
this is the thing I was saying is like, and by the way, I totally respect. I literally, by the way, make videos where I take like philosophical angles. I'm working on stuff right now. It's not going to be done for a good while, granted, but I'm working on videos right now where I dig into stuff like Dante and like interpretations of scripture in the context of like analyzing video games. There's some really great Christian art analysis out there waiting to be done in these like fandom culture spaces. And kudos to him if he's doing it well. But I just think that point is so mangled just exactly because of what you said, Ryan, because it's
honestly,
like
it seems like he is doing it well because he's only getting like a couple hundred views per video. So, he's not,
Well, maybe some of it's actually principled then. I mean, there's certainly a possibility.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know because I haven't seen it, but I do kind of think that there's there is this weird tendency sometimes for, especially I hear this a lot from like more conservative Christians, where they act like the problem is like expecting the world to change, like the world is so unjust, the world should change, but we're good and the world should change to accommodate us. But literally, if you are Christian and other people are non-Christians and you believe that they can only be saved by embracing Jesus, that's literally what you're asking them to do. So like, I just I beg for a crumb of self-awareness.
It's a breakdown of logic. It's like a fundamental breakdown of logic in that argument. Like they don't even understand that they're creating a scenario where they would have to somehow accept that what they're doing is the thing that they say is wrong here.
I'm gonna introduce you guys to another video. There's only a minute and a half long, but this is the kind of shit they're into over there. This is Good and Evil. It's an analysis of Thor and Loki in the Marvel Universe by who is this? What's this guy's name? Jordan Peterson.
In Marvel movies, there's Odin, and Odin has two sons, Thor and Loki. Thor is the world-redeeming hero, and Loki is the trickster who wants to bring everything down. And you as an individual have a positive and negative element as well. And that's the hero and the villain. And you could imagine you construct out a meta-villain and a meta-hero, and those are the characters in religious stories. Why might you be villainous? Well, first of all, because you can be.
What is he even talking about?
This is so deep.
He starts off talking about
part of every Jordan Peterson lecture is when he just starts saying stuff.
He's doing every person has two wolves inside of them, but he's doing it with Thor and Loki.
Yeah.
Also, I just want to point out, like, he couldn't have known this at the time necessarily from his point of view, but the show Loki actually takes the opposite thesis to this, because like Loki's whole thing is that, like, I mean, I guess this is like a spoiler, but let's just say he does do stuff that is about like trying to save, maintain, and redeem the world around him.
Right.
Like there's a whole arc in that show for people who have watched it, which, by the way, I watched it, kind of surprised. I liked it a lot.
Yeah,
you know, it's actually pretty good speculative fiction.
I mean, but he's talking to, I think it looked like college age kids, young adults. about the most
this is when
surface
he was
level
actually
shit.
still a professor that was allowed to teach to children.
Gotcha.
Jordan Peterson just wants to make the point that everybody wants a little Chris Hemsworth and Tom Hiddleston inside.
Does he still exist in this
Wait a minute,
reality?
what? Wait a minute.
Has he,
I like
gone
to
to the
think
other
if
side
you
yet?
get a little Chris Hemsworth inside of you, you'll
Is
do
he
a
still
little better.
around? Is he still around? Jordan Peterson?
Oh, yeah, he's sick right now, right, Peterson? He's been pretty ill for a while. Isn't he still...
I'm checking now.
Because we're all very boring, Isaac. What?
I do want to say, someone in chat said maybe the person who we were just looking at, I already forgot the name of their channel, the Christian media analysis channel, that maybe that was just a bad take, and they're otherwise solid. That's very possible. I was mostly striving against that one point of view, although I do think it's a little conservative coded to kind of use like Epicureanism as like a stand-in for self-centered like points of view for like the advancement of the self against the world. I think
New
that's
merch coming out, by the way.
Oh yeah. I think because he seems like he's making a point that would be like hedonistic, which is like striving against injustice towards minorities or marginalized people or even individuals is not the same as like hedonism. That's like not true. So like fundamentally.
Every other video nearly has something to do with Jordan Peterson, apparently, I'm realizing. And that there's one that's literally just...
But he's not a Christian, remember? Remember he did that whole like round table where he's like, I'm not a Christian?
It's not okay to be a weak loser is one of these videos.
Oh, okay, cool.
About the everybody remembers that hit film Limitless.
Right.
Yes, smash hit. Did have a TV series for a little bit.
Apparently Jordan Peterson is still alive, but nobody knows his current like stance. It's like he's still dealing with quote unquote neurological issues
that have nothing to do with being on a purely meat diet or any of his other lifestyle choices. It's something to do with having a weird reaction to fungus, apparently.
I was under the
He
impression
got attacked by the mold from Resident Evil 7.
Oh shit!
Is there
Or
somebody
J.K. Rowling, as she's known.
Somebody spamming asking me why I'm bored? Is that funny? That's funny.
They've said it twice, I think, as far as I've seen.
It's not in my chat, so I don't know where they are. But yeah, that's funny. It's called a tagline.
Yep.
I mean,
what?
I don't know what else you're supposed to.
It's part of branding. It's
Yeah.
it's part I'm
Yeah,
really
that-
bad at, but yeah.
That lady in the adverts didn't really want to know where the beef was.
Right.
Wait, are you serious?
For you younger folks, look that up on
A
YouTube.
decade of my life figuring out where it was.
I mean, yeah, there's a little reality, and it's like sarcasm. Like, what could I be doing with my time other than watching these fucking awful videos? That's kind of what it is.
Yeah.
You know, but it is what it is. But yeah, I've got new merch coming out with like bored stuff on it, so I think I'm just gonna run with that. That's gonna be like all the brands. So people that are mad that I'm bored, just prepared to stay mad longer, I guess.
It's your grift, man. That's it
is
100%. Fucking grifter.
There's
Yeah,
probably if somebody wants to do like a kind of competitive reading of some of the Thor movies in the earlier ones, I think you could take a very like Nietzschean condemnation of Loki because he's very fueled by that kind of like malignant resentment. Is that idea that he's like not being treated fairly?
Sure.
And so he's got this kind of inferiority complex to Thor. And then also, of course, in the later films, getting over that kind of becomes his arc. But
the Hiddleston Loki is just one of the best fucking aspects of the MCU. Like from the moment that he was introduced to essentially the last time we saw him, and I think he's probably going to play a pretty good role. But yeah.
Oh, you've dipped out a bit there.
Yeah.
I said, well, yeah, the Hiddleston's Loki is one of the best parts of the MCU.
Oh.
The mold's getting your microphone.
Yeah,
you're underwater.
Dane, I told you not to broadcast underwater anymore. It doesn't work well at all.
Yeah, I don't want to try and say it again because I don't know what's going. I don't want it to just be a recurring thing. I don't know if it's a meme now.
Coming at you live from Sam Altman's bunker.
But
you're okay now, though. So, but yeah,
Okay.
I mean, if you look at Loki in the first film, he begins very one-dimensionally evil.
I don't really
It's
think that's
just
even true, to be honest. I feel like that's not. I mean, maybe he was written that way, but Hiddleston brought more to it than that. Like
no,
he's-
I mean, like at the very start when we first meet him, he is basically jealous of his older brother.
Sure, yeah. But he's also, he finds out the truth about his nature, you know, whenever it's sort of in the movie, and it kind of changes his approach a little bit, and he's very conflicted. He's got tears in his eyes whenever they're fighting and shit. You can tell he doesn't fully believe in what he's doing even.
Yeah, I mean, it's very quickly fleshed out massively, his relationship with his adopted mother, and his relationship with his father. It's pretty damn good storytelling.
It's also it's
concise.
kind of, I don't think Tom Hiddleston gets as much room to flesh out his performance of the character in the Avengers films as opposed to the actual Thor films.
True.
Where he just gets more screen time, you know?
Yeah.
So I would say those are really big for him and for his character and his performance.
And then also, of course, his series.
Yeah, he's funny in Ragnarok too. He's just one of several great things about that movie.
Well, what I was trying to say, I don't know how much it was heard through the water, but I think he's going to play a pretty significant role. I don't know about big role, but significant in Doomsday.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest. After season 2 of Loki, I'm not sure of his power level, but it's got to be intense, right? Like,
it seems like
holy shit.
What's almost certainly going to happen, if I can probably spoil Avengers Doomsday for people. If I'm wrong, tell me. But I'm, you know, what it turns out to be, I'm wrong or whatever. But like, it seems like Doom is going to go after Loki. He's going to somehow or another figure out that Loki's the guy you got to go to if you want to control reality at this point, because Loki is now the god of stories, right? So that seems like that's probably, you know, Doomsday is probably going to be most likely going to end with sort of a cliffhanger in similar fashion as Infinity War, where, you know, Doom's probably going to win. He's probably going to end up actually killing Loki, maybe, to get his powers and, you know, create Battle World or whatever the fuck.
I mean, let's be serious. If there is a character that could come up with a way to actually fight Loki with this at the point he's at, it's probably freaking Doctor Doom. Right.
So, completely unrelated to this, somebody just sent me a video that just went up, I guess, less than an hour ago. Eric July is now crowdfunding stuff, and he says these projects could take years to get done. He's creating a tier system and stuff for it.
Oh my god!
It's called
Like
Ripple
something
Works.
new?
Ripple Works.
Sounds like it doesn't though.
Ripple works slowly.
hold on for a second. This is kind of
So
crazy.
has he not been working previously to now?
I think their money situation is not good.
No, it must be.
For the $100 tier, he'll fill out a job application.
Oh my god.
Yeah, like there's just a little bit of it, but here, watch this.
Oh my god.
Hold on.
You've seen even companies that are massive rely on this format, like Hasbro with their HasLab method. This is our own version of crowdfunding, and it's built.
He's already fucking coping with the fact that he's doing this because he's shit on it for so long.
Yep.
Say,
Yeah.
It's not crowdfunding because
We'll jump back here. Yeah, the beginning of this is him sort of just like kind of like leading up to, oh, I'm going to ask you for more money.
Sources. So Ripple Works is this brand new initiative, and it's designed to test and fund ideas that go beyond our core comic book releases. You've seen even companies that are massive rely on this format, like Hasbro with their HasLab method. This is our own version of crowdfunding, and it's built for our community and our universe. Here's how it works. Ripple Works is a low-risk way for us to gauge genuine interest in specific projects while giving you all a chance to be directly involved. There will be tiers, the perks, and the different contribution levels.
Of course, there's going to be, you have to throw more money at us. That's what this is.
You're finally doing the thing that you seem to be above for so long, right? Like he was above this.
I mean, I know he threw the well, I'm not doing crowdfunding at me. I'm sure
it's their version of crowdfunding, Bob. It's their version of it.
Yeah, it is like you're raising money from a crowd
to fund a project.
That's
what
the
difference was. The difference always was, at least allegedly, that the books were going to be made no matter what. Whereas, like traditionally crowdfunding, if it's not funded or whatever, or they only make as many as they plan on selling because that's how many type of thing. But it's a very, not a huge difference. One that he shouldn't have fucking spent years trying to distinguish himself on if he's just going to turn around and do the shit now.
Yeah, let's see here.
But you can also support with any amount you'd like to help see these projects through. And as always, it'll come with the same
it is literally crowdfunding. You can support with different amounts. Like it's whatever you want to put into it.
Listen, you're asking, did My Little Pony outsell ISOM? And listen, I haven't done any research. I don't know any of the data, but yes.
Liability you've come to expect. These projects are designed to take a little longer to produce, but we'll see them through to completion and keep you updated the entire way. Now, we also know that not everything will get funded. That's precisely the point. That's why we are doing this. If a project doesn't meet its goal, that just means it's not something that the audience is ready for. They didn't want it, and that's okay.
But what happens to the money that goes into these projects that they back that doesn't actually happen?
Yeah,
Does it just disappear?
Website like everything else, or is he actually going to do something where they can hold him accountable?
I hope that he addresses this and says they'll get refunded, because if not, you're just throwing money away. Hold on.
Those contributions, however, will simply be refunded and we'll move forward with what does get funded.
Okay, that's good. At least he's refunding people's money. All right, that's
Well,
maybe hypothetically.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I want to let remind people, like, this is the thing that he's trying to, the kind of thing he wants to get funded right here.
So, you know, what actually just struck me is that, like, usually when the crowdfunding thing, when it's the type of crowdfunding where you have to reach a total, usually they don't even collect until you reach the total.
Right. But this is through his website, so we don't know how it functions.
Well, the way he's describing it implies to me that, like, they take the money immediately, and then they'll just give it back to you if it isn't funded. So you probably get to take that money and put it in a savings account or something.
Right. If you use a credit card, you have to wait for a chargeback, and it could be months. If this thing takes 3 years to happen and then it doesn't happen, you will get your money back in 3 years. You know.
I've only just noticed in this image that that bald guy is really getting punched fully in the asshole.
Should we be watching this? Should we be?
I mean, that is a targeted strike.
This looks like no offense to students, it looks like a student learning how to draw.
This is, I believe, this is from Mahler's story in the Speaking of Mahler.
Oh, geez.
Yeah.
Let's see what the rest of this little clip says. It's almost over. I just want to hear what it says here at the end.
And it's important to note that while some comic projects might go through Ripper Works, most of what we do here won't be books at all. This is about broadening the Rippaverse experience. It's for those of you who love the concept of our universe, but you might be more interested in things like animation, collectibles, other creative ventures. And Ripper Works gives us the freedom to explore that together.
Shit.
So stay tuned. We'll be announcing our...
This is just a grab bag. This is just like throwing it all at the fucking wall because nothing has worked to the as far as longevity.
Right. They have ran out of ideas, so they just need people to put money down on things they want, and then these guys will just make whatever it is. This is the ultimate. Like, they've complained about studios not giving a shit about the art they're making. This is literally that. It's like, you don't care what it is you're going to ultimately make as long as people are willing to pay for it.
Well, I mean, let's think about what was the last time we covered a new big announcement from Eric July. I think it was Ripascend.
Yeah. That was like a year. That was 2 years ago, I think.
Pretty much a year ago. And how many things has that produced?
Just more garbage stuff, I guess.
I mean, how many?
We
how
got
many
Golden Patriots.
Oh, I think there's like 3 or 4 of the Ripazines, I think.
I think that he probably planned on it or wanted it to be way more than that, right? Like,
you mean the projects through Ripasend, like the people coming through Ripasend or whatever? Yeah, it's been very little. It's been less than 6, I think.
I think maybe the comic skaters to just come running to him or whatever, and you know what I mean. And I think Ethan Hitzcover made sure that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah.
I think his biggest success maybe was publishing Nerdrotic's autobiography.
It was 100%.
Which was
erotic
ghostwritten.
Which, by the way, came with a certificate of authenticity in it that misspelled Nerdrotic's name in every one of them.
That is the most perfect thing ever. God damn, that's good.
It's Nerdotic is how they spell it on the thing.
We didn't cover that story fully, but that was wild because Nerdrotic paid a company to write it for him.
Right.
One of these sort of pay-to-play
ghostwriting companies. Yeah.
Yeah. But with that came the promise of going on the interview circuit. And I think he did like one interview with some right-wing interview channel, and that was it. So based on the fact that we haven't heard mention of it since, I got to imagine that still failed. I mean, it probably got the Nerdrotic fans to buy it, but it didn't do anything for Gary's channel or anything. So.
I have heard, and I don't know if this is true or not, but in some of the places that I frequent, I have heard that the goal is to try and get some sort of a movie made based on the book, which is why the book exists at all. is to create a movie where he can star as himself in a movie telling his life story.
I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah, is he on meth again, dude? Like that's the kind of thing that you would be convinced.
We got
of.
like 30 seconds left.
mean-
Let's see what they say here. Go ahead, Bob.
I was just gonna say, like, what is even the theme of that? How to sell out? How to sell?
First RippleWorks project very soon. There will be multiple RippleWorks projects, and you'll get to see what's on deck, decide what excites you the most, and help shape the next era of the Rippaverse. And as always, we appreciate your support, your trust, and your excitement for what we are building. This is just the beginning. RippleWorks is where you get to decide what gets
Man, I
made.
think this is the beginning of the end, is what this is.
Oh my
These
god!
guys, Eric July's had so many beginnings. It's incredible.
It's
Everything
the
he
rip
does
of this,
is
rip of
just
that.
the
Like the
beginning.
branding is crazy. That it's like the Batman shit. Like everything is bat this, bat that.
But this really does highlight what a terrible, terrible businessman he was, and that he entirely got lucky because he doesn't seem to realize that you can't keep milking the same cow over and over again. And
He lost another
expecting it
1,000
to-
subs, by the way. Just
Jesus Christ!
I mean, the people who supported him initially have slowly declined, and they will continue to decline because what he's releasing is not good quality and it's not popular.
I just want to give Eric or anybody who supports him who's watching this like a hint. If you want to fix your problem, subs are down, sales are down. You want better publishing deals. You want to make more money publishing stuff. I'm just going to give you the life hack right now. I understand, don't feel the need to deny this if you're on stream. You and I both know it's true, Eric. You have no principles, okay? Convert to Mormonism. Contact the LDS Church. They will host your material on their website, and you will get a ton of sales for literally just being Mormon. It is how a ton of their authors get super successful.
Chariot, wouldn't it be great
You're
if
right,
a bunch
you're
of people
right.
went over and started crowdfunding a transgender superhero for the Rippaverse on the Rippleworks?
Oh, that would be
website?
great.
Like somebody just dumped like $200,000. Like some person comes along and they're like, "Yeah, we want to make this happen. Here's
Well, I wanna-
$200,000 to make a trans superhero into the Rippaverse." That would be.
I would consider ghostwriting it for him for a small flat fee, although I do have a list of demands. But I'm serious about the Mormonism thing. First of all,
that's great.
ask your boss, Glenn Beck, about it. He'll give you
Yeah.
an interview or something, and it'll be like, the moment I was saved, how I realized that the Church of Jesus Christ of the Latter-day Whatsits is the only way. And then, so for real, I'm not kidding.
No, it's absolutely true. But
You know
it's just crazy to me. It's crazy to me how bad a businessman he is from all the talk at the beginning of how he's going to dominate the comics world.
You know what,
and take
Ryan?
over
We've also
Marvel
not had
DC.
anybody asking about Eric July on the chat since we started
That's
talking
true.
about it today.
That's
so-
If you really
guys
believe
talk about
this,
him all
why
the
didn't he do like Blur Without Fear? Ernie Carruthers did, and he's got a comic coming out on the 10th. Is when it drops on Global Comics. If anybody has that,
Real quick before we do a full transition, I just remind people of this. Glenn Beck pay you.
Glenn Beck doesn't pay me. Glenn Beck doesn't own Blaze anymore. He hasn't owned it for
So
a
how
long
much?
time.
Okay, so how much does the Blaze pay you?
Blaze doesn't pay me that much. I'm only a video contributor. I only show up every once or twice at the most a week.
I mean, you got your
That's how much-
picture. You got your picture on the wall. You must do something for him.
Yeah, because I'm a video contributor. Why wouldn't my picture be on the wall?
Well, that
Everybody that
seems,
shows up, even the contributors that contribute to Jason Whitlock's show, who only show up a couple of times, those guys are also pictured at the Blaze. What's the problem?
Your picture was like 4 or 5 spots away from Glenn Beck.
Yeah.
Pretty telling. Pretty telling. Anyway,
I mean,
But
once
he's-
or twice.
But
a
he's
week.
just a contributor. He just contributes.
Just once or twice a week.
I just contribute stuff, guys.
Yeah,
Before we get into the Blur Without Fear comic, I do have to jump out at 7:00. I got to go play music, so I got to get out of here.
Hell yeah, dude.
But I will watch the stuff about Blurred afterwards. I'd also like to maybe promote it a little bit as well, like separately. So I need to get all the information on that.
Yeah, I'll tell them to reach out
Yeah, I would love to do that.
or whatever. I'll get y'all connected if you haven't talked to him before. But like,
Yeah, I haven't had
I'm
a
sure that you
ch-
have to have
yeah.
him talk about it. I'm definitely going to be talking about it in the future anyway. It's like this is not the only time. But yeah, have a good one, man.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Thanks everyone. See everybody later. If you're in my chat, be nice or get muted. I know that's how it works. And actually, I've seen a few people get muted after I left saying dumb shit. I always look back at my comments after it's done. So anyway, I'm out of here though. Everybody have a good night. See you later.
Later.
Yeah, he never said how much he made.
Yeah.
Right?
He just video contributor. He doesn't really do much for the Blaze. Meanwhile, fucking Glenn Beck and then Eric July.
So here's a sampling
yes.
from Heart of the Darkness is #1 is the name of the book. I've been knowing about this to some degree for a while. He was telling me about it when he was in the midst of working on it, so probably 6 months ago. And yeah, I mean, I was kind of worried because he reached out and he's like, "Hey man, did you want to read my comic? You'd expressed interest." And I was like, "Yeah, of course." And then I was like, I opened it up, PDF, and I'm like, "Oh man, what if it sucks?"
Yeah.
It's always the
I had
fear.
the same idea when I opened it up, but
And no, it doesn't fucking suck. It's really fun. For one issue, it packs a lot of information in there. Did you get to read it, Bob?
yeah. So I didn't get all the way through. I got through like the first 10 pages, which is kind of like the intro, kind of like it doesn't go through the backstory, but it kind of gives you a vibe of the character and the world it's in pretty well and pretty effectively. It got me interested to read the rest of it. You know what I mean?
It does what a good first issue should do, which is give you just enough of a taste of the main characters, the world, the lore, and then like tease that there's plenty, and there's obviously a lot more to learn about this world as it goes on. But yeah, it's basically a guy that he is kind of deals in ghosts and vampires and werewolves and shit.
Yeah,
and he's kind of the guy that keeps these rival factions in check and from going to war with each other on the streets. So
yeah, no, I got very much kind of almost like a Blade meets Underworld vibe to it.
It's more like more relaxed Blade, who's like he's more, he definitely will try to appeal to people's reason instead of just kill them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he doesn't just outright kill them, but like he will make them like.
But he can. He can do that.
Yeah.
And then one of my favorite thing about it, as far as visually, is that like obviously it is it's expensive to get a comic book colored, believe it or not. And that in many cases, like if you go back and look at this fucking shit that I had on screen from Rippaverse, coloring it actually makes it look far more amateur in many cases, unless you have like a very good professional colorist. You know what I mean? That's that's the thing that makes it look kind of wonky. But like this is it uses color to highlight things, obviously the red. And then there's a character that is a ghost character that's done. She's in blue, which is fucking awesome, and it's just really clever uses of color to express a certain type of character or effect that's happening. And
I like this. The text chat on the bottom is kind of covering part of it, but these bottom panels here, I like these kind of blurred out backgrounds with like the semi photorealistic look. I actually really like that a lot. That shit's gas.
Yeah,
the whole thing is really textured, like these different textures in lieu of color, which is really nice.
I feel it's unfair, but like since it's already been brought up on here, I've read the first 10 pages. The first 10 pages give me more of a vibe of the world and the character than fucking 2 issues, 100 pages each of Isom garbage. Just it's not
you're
even
not,
fair to compare them. They're
you're
different.
not suggesting that it tells you what the character's motivations are.
What?
In this, it's crazy.
And it's more than just he's scared his mom will yell at him.
It's actually kind of complex motivation too. It's not just like I don't like vampires and werewolves or something like that. It's he's a guy you actually have some empathy for. He's not like a just kind of I want to stick to myself and oh man, my mom's making me get out and do something.
Yeah, I really like that art style. It's got sort of a Roy Lichtenstein.
Well, when you do stuff like this, it allows the colors to stand out even more. So it's like effective use of your colors and really amplify those moments. I think it's clever.
Right. Yeah.
And it's got a very sort of 90s indie comic feel, which is always a plus point because
I think I've mentioned this before, but like some of the I've read like a few comics mostly when I was younger, but I read a pretty decent amount of manga here and there. I've got some favorite manga for sure. So I love the mostly black and white look because I've always found that you can do some really creative and interesting things with that contrast. And I like some of the style around the facial features of the characters a lot. That's really I don't even know what you'd call that, but it has that kind of like strong kind of pop look to it.
You know what it looks like? Is like it's made by people who fucking love comic books.
What?
Between this and if we're comparing,
People who actually care about the medium. What?
Yeah, like you can tell that it's just because it doesn't. In many cases, I don't like for comics. For me personally, this is just me. The story can almost be anything, and as long as I can tell that the people that created it fucking did it with love and like they put genuine like passion and hard work into the shit, I'm probably gonna fucking enjoy the hell out of it. Now the fact is this is actually a compelling story as well, and the characters are good. But I'm just saying that like there's been stuff that I'm like I don't care about this story or whatever, but the comic is still excellent.
I mean, I'll have the same experience with movies. There are movies that I will watch and I'm like, man, this sucks, but at least I can tell the people cared and had fun making it. There'll be that vibe to a movie, and there you get that vibe to comic books as well. But like you get something like this fucking pretty much all the right-wing grift garbage. It comes off so workhorse, just like fucking just pumping this out and selling it to people who don't care.
Yeah, thank you. That's the proper title for what I said.
Is that what it's called?
Obviously Liechtenstein was copying sort of the 1950s comics style because they were
halftone or something.
But it's got a vision. You can tell that the composition was put together with somebody with a vision. Like I think Jarrett was saying in the last panel, the photorealism of the car looks like a photograph. But the characters then are completely different.
So I don't want to show too much because I don't want to like give away any of the surprises, which is a few. And then also I want you to check it out. It'll be on Global Comics on the 10th. But here's one image that shows pretty cool. So action is one. It seems to be, from what I can tell, action moments seem to be one of the hardest things for indie creators to get right. I guess at least from what I've seen, and that's not the case here. You can see that he has used his knuckles to kind of knock that dude's tooth out. It's pretty great. Teeth out, multiple teeth, I guess.
Oh yeah, and I kind of like how the teeth are like in focus while his face is blurred. I kind of like that. It's almost like a camera. How the camera would shift focus. I like that touch. I like
the brass knuckle backhand is fucking crazy. That's nuts. Oh, and it's like a really large like what do they call that tooth? Is it incisor? That one.
Yeah, it looks like
in the mouth because he's a vampire. I get it.
Yeah,
I get it.
It's called Heart of the Darkness. H-A-R-T after the guy's name.
Is that because it's his name, or is it like a reference to the deer?
It's his name. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Just checking. And again, we have the cool background here. I like this.
And I don't know if it's intentional, but the guy directly above his sort of shoulder looks a lot like Michael Sheen in the Underworld film.
Oh shit.
I don't know if that's intentional or coincidence, but cool. I'll dig that.
Was Michael Sheen in Underworld?
Yeah, the first one.
He was.
Because he was.
I don't remember that at all.
He was recently divorced from Kate Beckinsale, who then started going
that
out
seems
with the
familiar,
director.
though. When I think of Michael Sheen in Underworld, I always just think, or a vampire, I just always brain fart to fucking Twilight. Which, by the way, those movies suck, but like he is like glorious in them. I kind of love him in those movies.
Well,
Like,
he's
so
the king of the
terrible, but,
werewolves
like,
in
great.
Underworld.
That's
He's
right.
the king
Yeah,
of the werewolves.
I pulled up a picture of him. I'm like, oh yeah, I remember that character. Yeah.
I always like that when you throw in the little Easter eggs in comics that it doesn't matter if you notice or not.
I like werewolf spelled this way. That's pretty fun. He's a werewolf. He's always peddling his wares.
Presumably, if Eric July made a comic book, he could keep them in his warehouse. These werewolves in his warehouse.
And have people ask for pictures of your warehouse, you just grab a picture of an Amazon warehouse and just change the color tone to it and share that.
Yep.
Well, I always like seeing chill stuff when because we talk a lot about a lot of annoying stuff on this podcast, but I like seeing cool stuff too. That shit's tight.
Yeah,
we should when people are able to get their hands on it, we should talk about it again so we can drop links and stuff.
Absolutely. Well, I
we
was
need
going
to get
something else, and then you said you like seeing chill stuff, and I'm like, oh no, never mind. I shouldn't.
Well,
we
I mean, we had a palate cleanser.
We also need to get the man on the show when he's available.
Truly, I mean, you know, it's an open invitation, as it is virtually anybody that comes on. But yeah, there's so Pete Hegseth, man, what a fucking piece of shit.
Oh God, I hate how he seems to be openly just calling himself the Secretary of War now, which is just like.
Did you see that he shared that Franklin targets narco terrorists thing? Very cringe.
That's not even the worst thing he's doing though. The way he's slimily talking out both sides of his mouth about the general that he's throwing under the bus.
Yeah, they're clearly throwing that to the wolves. Like,
I mean, he's like the one statement of "I fully support the general, who definitely was the person who made the decision."
Yeah, you notice
right,
they don't tell you the names if there's like a successful mission or something like that. You know what I mean? They'll say they'll just maybe mention the general or whatever, but they're not gonna. They're mentioning his name specifically so that you know who to blame.
And then in the video as well of that horrible Trump suck-off fest, he's talking about it and he says, well, I watched a bit of the live footage, but I didn't watch it all. I couldn't watch it all. I was too busy, but I still fully support the guy who did it, even though I haven't seen it, so I can't possibly be called to give evidence that he committed a war crime.
Well, it might, you know, it might backfire on him pretty big because, you know, if this guy's actually a good, you know, officer in context of what he does is, you know, in the military, if he's actually good and people respect the shit out of him, then they will close ranks around him and defend him. If you know what I mean, like that, talking about the people under him, and
yeah,
that could.
I hope he's got some solid evidence that Hegseth gave the orders that he definitely gave. But you never know. This is why, in any work situation, always getting an email. If somebody talks to you in person or on the phone, always ask them to send you the same information on email.
Hey Pete, could you go ahead and send you know, kill them all in an email format, please?
I mean, it sounds silly, but
it's almost like he was a bad pick for Secretary of Defense, and almost like I wish somebody had pointed out to Trump how a terrible pick he was. Oh, wait a minute.
I did see a great nickname for him, which I don't know if any of you have heard before, but Pete Keg's Breath.
Yes.
Oh yeah. All the wine bombs were posting that back when he first got.
I mean, it is a pretty Libby meme name, but it's still pretty good. You know.
Well, those people are my soldiers, man. We need to get the wine moms angry.
There is this too. That they, you know, so stuff is happening so fucking fast. It's crazy that nothing really has time to stick anymore. Speaking of Charlie Kirk, man, that shit didn't work for them very well, right? Like, it was what, 2 months later or something, and nobody gives a fuck. Literally, you know, they managed to get over 600 people fired, you know, within the couple of weeks after Charlie Kirk was killed, and now it's just, you know, there's the biggest thing is that fucking AI meme that's basically become the new Rickroll, the AI song, right? That's become the new kind of Rickroll thing.
Well, it also doesn't help that his widow's getting very close with JD Vance.
Very close. And she's even said, like, oh, he reminds me of Charlie in some ways. It's like, oh no, I see where this is going.
She can't couch her feelings for her, which is just the way he likes it.
Jesus Christ!
Oh my God, I just caught that.
You know, then there's this, which kind of got glossed over for sure, but like this is the I guess the ex or of the woman that actually died from, you know, the two people that were attacked in the National Guard. She didn't know why she was there. She didn't want to be there. And that's, you know, they definitely don't want people thinking about that. That not only was this person killed, she was killed by somebody who was vetted by the Trump administration. And she didn't want to be there and didn't understand why she was there, apparently. So I hope karma exists is all, man, because there's a lot they're racking up.
Yeah.
Repayment they need.
There was a really good deep dive about that killing and about a couple others, a couple other connected killings that have been getting blamed on immigrants lately. That was done on one of the recent Chapo Trap House episodes. I believe it's up on their official channel.
Oh,
if people want to listen to it, it's like an hour-long podcast, just like audio only. But they talk about a lot of the weird kind of, this language gets overused a lot these days, but like quote unquote deep state like connections, like Pentagon and CIA stuff that makes a lot of that stuff look a lot shadier.
Oh, it's pretty shady.
Yeah.
Everybody's aware of like why it is that they're trying to do this shit with Venezuela, right?
Oh yeah, it's totally Iraq 2.0.
Yeah.
This has been crazy. All those people, by the way, like I hope they don't choke on their fucking feet. Like the way that people were like, "Oh, Donald Trump is actually the anti-war president."
Oh God.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, we all knew that was bullshit. They kept on saying it. And it's like, okay, you keep on repeating it, but it doesn't
We
make
didn't
it
know that he
true.
would go this far to prove us so wrong so quickly. You know what I mean? Like it's just.
I mean, let's face it. Every single thing they said about Donald Trump has been not true. I mean, he was supposed to reduce the fucking price of eggs and fucking fix the fucking economy. This is all what they said. I didn't see Donald Trump promising this. All I saw Donald Trump promising was fucking racism, pretty much. Which
he's
one thing he's followed through with.
terrorizing minorities is the only thing that his administration has accomplished.
Yes.
So if you're satisfied with it, presumably that's the thing you like him for.
Mm-hmm. Fun fact, that's pretty much why I voted against him.
They said they would do, right? Like they've had to, they've done gone after people that asylum seekers and people that literally are doing it the legal way, legal processes, and they have to go after those people because otherwise they just wouldn't be able to hit the numbers that they promise people. Fortunately for them, what works in their favor is that their audience, their voters, their supporters, people that still support them anyway, are fucking racist as shit, so they don't care.
Well, they have their fan base just locked into this fucking Fox News right-wing anti-woke bubble, and they just feed them whatever information they want, and they'll just regurgitate it out into the world.
Those numbers are dwindling, though. I mean, he's at 36% now popularity, which is still a lot by any
disturbingly high, but yes.
Yeah, but still 36%. That is so low when you consider that. Well, when you consider it,
I mean, I'll be honest,
politics.
his numbers were disturbingly low when he left office, and he still fucking won re-election 4 years later. So, fuck. Mm-hmm.
So this is a real image of him, at, I guess Mar-a-Lago or whatever.
What a young, fertile young man.
Yeah, he's like this is basically what you'd expect to see walking in an old folks' home.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Is this that sleepy Joe Biden that I've been hearing about?
Yeah, this is sleepy Joe Biden.
This is him? Okay.
No, literally somebody shared a thing comparing this image to a Joe Biden on the same day, where he's just like smiling real big and says, "This is Joe Biden with terminal cancer," and then here's Trump, who's like doing great apparently.
And I mean, this is him in year one as well. There's 3 more years. He's not going to get any better.
No, and it's not anymore. He actually, Mom Donnie changed his mind on that. He hit him with that fucking Riz.
No, he said it again recently.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Man, it's hard to keep up with the motherfuckers saying just whatever comes out of his fucking
his brain just reset.
He is literally now got stock phrases, and that's all he can do is repeat his stock phrases. So he just goes through them. Stopping.
Well, I
wars,
don't remember which outlet did it, but they did an analysis of his appearances. So basically, in his first administration, he started average time he would start his day it was 10:15 a.m., which is still pretty late for president, motherfucker. But then like now it's like 12:08 p.m. every day he started, and then he's done by 5 p.m. So like he's probably sundowning himself almost certainly. Who knows?
I mean, to give a bit of context, a lot of my work days are 5 to 1. By the time he is waking up like an hour later, I'm getting off work.
And then he's getting tuckered out at 5 p.m. His brain starts whatever they've injected him with for that day, whether it's just cocaine or Adderall or whatever, starts to wear off, and he's got to get his sleepies in.
Jesus.
Yeah, here's this.
Kill people that are bringing drugs into our country. Take a look at this map showing the US military buildup in the Caribbean in the last few weeks. The US has already airstriked a bunch of fishing boats. What is happening here? Well, the Trump administration says that they're confronting the Maduro government in Venezuela for smuggling drugs into the United States. The only problem is Venezuela doesn't account for much of the drugs coming to the US. So why do this? To understand the real reasons behind this, I want to take you back to a private meeting that happened in Washington last month, where the World Bank, the International Monetary Fund, Barclays, and a bunch of hedge funds and investment firms had a meeting with Venezuelan opposition leader Maria Corina Machado. On the agenda, investment opportunities in Venezuela after Nicolas Maduro is removed from power. And what would be the biggest investment opportunities in a Venezuela that's more friendly to the West?
Same as it ever was.
Of course, it's oil.
Motherfucker.
Venezuela has the largest proven reserves of oil in the entire
Jesus
world.
Christ.
The big oil companies want in on the action, but they had to leave Venezuela when Hugo Chavez kicked them out. They would love to get back in, but first they need Maduro out of the way. And it looks like the Trump administration is happy to oblige. Leading this charge is Secretary of State Marco Rubio.
I was surprised by
Rubio
this.
wants
I was
regime
not
change.
expecting Rubio to be the fucking hawk at the head of this shit.
Well, the Rubio is like a lot of these guys, man. He just sells his soul.
True. I mean, he clearly did when he,
I mean, this is worse than when you used to send in the CIA to destabilize South American countries, because this is all out in the open and nothing.
Yeah,
seems to be-
they're like, well, look, they're going to figure it out eventually anyway. Let's just go ahead and do manufactured consent. And even though it's not really working for most Americans, they're going to do it anyway.
Yeah.
It's fucking.
Well, I have to say, I as far as like, locally, I'm sure this is quite a different case, but federally, I don't believe there's a single Republican who wouldn't just immediately salivate at the thought of doing another like Iraq war, like just getting a second crack at that. Even in Iraq, I think that they would do it again, because even John McCain to his dying day would not say that we shouldn't have done it. What he ended up saying, that a lot of people praised him for, which I think was wrong because of what he meant by this. What he actually said was that it was poorly managed, that we did a bad job, which is not the same as saying we shouldn't have gone to war over a lie.
A very similar thing with McCain was the whole, if you remember, whenever during the campaign against Obama, somebody's like, well, he's a Muslim, and he goes, well, no, he's not,
No, he's a good man.
And he doesn't say there's nothing wrong with being a Muslim. That's, even if he was, but he's just like, no, he's not. It's almost like, in a way, it's shitty still.
And I think it's terrible that we have to use McCain as like the representation of a more moral Republican Party, because he was terrible. Let's face it.
And I mean, some basic advice if you are manufacturing a drug war against a South American country, it's probably best not to pardon a drug smuggler from a different South American country in the same week.
Same week, yeah. And I mean, look, there's also the Silk Road guy that he pardoned.
Yes, there's that guy too.
How much drugs that guy was fucking responsible for, not just drugs, but like children, sex trafficking,
It's kind of insane that these guys all make Nixon look like chill by contrast.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
One of these days, we're going to have a conversation about that, like as a culture.
Nixon is in hell looking up at this like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I had to resign.
I mean, Nixon was a paranoid nutcase, but...
Right.
Yeah, no, true.
I think he never would have tried any of this shit because he was actually legitimately so fucking, just neurotic.
That's the thing, like, there was a degree of intelligence to Nixon. He probably assumed he couldn't get away with this shit. Now he's watching this,
and there was a degree
hell
of
going, fuck, I could have.
Shame and
Yeah.
fear of any kind of consequences, because, to be honest, there hasn't been any consequences for a lot of the shit that presidents of both parties have done.
That's true. Like, I actually, like, if a January 6th was tried under Nixon, I don't think he won't. Like, he didn't get away with the Watergate shit. The party turned against him for that. But January 6th, the party still turned around and supported Trump and won't even firmly remove him from office and prevent him from being reelected. Now he's fucking back. Now
it's just crazy because it feels like we've fallen pretty far.
Yeah.
And part of this kind of feels like back during the Cold War, American politicians were still a bunch of psychotic hawks. Like that was still true back then. But I think something has changed now where these guys just like don't have like a coherent enemy to fight. So they constantly have to make out that like every new country they want to invade for purely like just nakedly self-interested reasons.
Yeah.
Like it's like, oh, they're like a thread. Oh, that we really have to stop them. They're doing all this bad shit. Fuck off. Like that's our that's our military's job.
You know why? Because the media, the mainstream media, and I hate to be one of those people because I fucking hate people that talk, oh, the mainstream media, blah, blah, blah. But I mean, really, most major media outlets are, well, they'll just run with it, even though they know they can tell the same thing anybody else can. That like, oh, this is the reason why they're actually trying to get into Venezuela.
Well,
but they will, as soon as there's some strike back on a U.S. Asset, that's when it's going to happen.
This is the thing. I'll say this. I will say this. There were 3 major groups in America that, I mean, besides like the average like American population, where there was a ton of bloodlust like post 9/11, but there were like 3 major like institutions in America that were responsible for causing the Iraq War. And I don't think any of them were at all credibly like the Pentagon or the quote unquote deep state, like any bureaucrats behind the American government that people are really scared of. It wasn't people in intelligence. The intelligence community was very skeptical of the Bush administration's claims, but obviously the Bush administration for one, and Congress for 2, because they actually were willing to declare war and get behind it. But the third one was the media. They were like so gung ho about it, and it was it was crazy. To this day, like there's a part of me that I feel really annoyed when I see like shitty YouTubers talk about like, oh, we don't trust journalists. I hate journalists so much. And it's like, you people, like you have so much more rigor than somebody who works at CNN right?
I think a way to really firmly decide to know the difference between mainstream media and, a lot of the grifters we deal with.
Corporate media.
Yeah, corporate media. Well, it's I mean, in a lot of ways, they're the same way. The same thing. They will say they want to say and phrase stuff in a way that will get the most sales, get the most eyeballs, get the most money. However, what makes them different is that if they're caught lying, they can get sued to oblivion. So far, the grifters haven't faced that on YouTube, so they can just lie their asses off.
I think, well, there is a little bit of that. I think we saw like a slight rumor of their fear of something like that when that big lawsuit about all of that Russian oligarch money with people like Tim Pool and Benny Johnson and Dave Rubin and Lauren Chen was coming through. By the way, multiple people affiliated with the Blaze, which I think implicates some people in this space in a not so nice capacity.
So Lauren Chen was an affiliate of the Blaze, much like Eric July. And unlike the other ones, she doesn't have any deniability. She knew she was taking Russian money.
Didn't Benny, like I know Dave Rubin has done stuff with Glenn Beck. I don't know that he's worked for the Blaze, but didn't Benny Johnson also, wasn't he a contributor at some point?
I'm not sure, but won't surprise me.
I might be misremembering, but yeah, those guys are definitely all in bed with each other. Yeah, it's crazy. But the thing that I was going to say is like I do feel a little resentment sometimes listening to some people talk about journalists and the news media, because it feels like they're not exactly better, but for a number of different reasons. But I do still in my heart remember how bad all of that shit was, and it is hard for me to get over it. I will admit, just remembering how awful the media circus around the Iraq War was. It felt like every time there was like a news segment about like somebody criticizing Iraq, they would have to have somebody else on as like a counterbalance who would say something like, do you hate our troops? Why do you want American soldiers to die?
No, yeah, it was exactly. I mean, if you wanted it was almost like a replay when the hostages were first taken by Hamas from Israel. Every time somebody points out the situation in Palestine, the immediate response is, do you support Hamas? Why are you supporting Hamas? It's like, that's a nuanced conversation. But yeah, it was the same tactic. And I remember back then, even all the Iraq War stuff, I remember back then I was one of the people like, man, this is sus as fuck. Like, everybody is saying there's weapons of mass destruction there, and I have yet to see a single shred of evidence. Why haven't they shared a single shred of evidence? I do not believe this. And it turns out that was correct, but yes.
Yeah. I also like I think even that in that comparison is almost a little forgiving to Israel, because like for all the bad things the American military did in the Middle East, I think they do at least have rules of engagement that are that are slightly more rigorous than the IDF.
True. God, the IDF, Jesus Christ.
Like occasionally American soldiers actually get in trouble for things.
Right.
Well,
Yeah. So as you see here, I've got this helpful graphic that shows these many influencers that have, either they've just basically attempted to undermine American sovereignty or democracy, and it's weird how many times they have, they're just buddies with Nerdrotic, and yeah.
That's weird. So known Russian asset Lauren Chen, who knew she was taking Russian money, was apparently a big star on Friday Night Tights episode. Interesting.
Did I not get Tim Pool on there? I ran out of room, I guess. Fuck. Yeah, he was on Tim Pool as well. Here he was. Yeah. Crazy. Coincidences, right, guys? Just, complete.
It's a quinky dink.
Guilt by association. I mean, a lot of associations.
Oh, guilt by association only matters for us. Doesn't matter for them.
Right. Yeah, I'd love to see one of these guys like get fucking rags, on trial for murder or something. But he was the getaway driver. He's like, oh, you're trying to say that I'm guilty by association? And judge is like, yes, exactly that.
Yeah,
I was wondering where you were going with that for a second.
Associated with the fucking crime that happened, you fucking idiot.
I do think I would be interested to know how many of the people on some of those panels have made videos about Charlie Kirk, just because I feel like if you're promoting like a guy like Alex Jones, who was like a Sandy Hook truther, I kind of think that I don't give a shit what you have to say about like literally anything. Like you have that is so like grotesque and unprincipled.
So somebody showed up in one underneath Eric Debunk's I forget which video, but it's a recent one, and they called out Bob Chaos for making an image of Charlie Kirk in hell recently, and they're trying to fucking clutch pearls at Eric about him being friends with Bob because he made that fucking image. And I saw that, I was like, hold the fuck up. First of all, you got your facts all wrong, dude, because no, he did not make that image. That was one that was shared to me whenever,
okay. I'm like, I don't even know what the fuck image you're talking about.
I used it as we did a co-stream, right? And I did use it as a thumbnail for both of our streams.
Okay.
And somehow, but like still, the fact that this fucking chud showed up and thinking he's going to shame Eric for being friends with you for making that fucking thing, right? And I was like, hold on. First of all, you're wrong on the facts. And then I said, you're also wrong on the morality, because Charlie Kirk was literally fucking paid by billionaires to fucking, shit on minorities and women as a way to deflect from actual criticism against billionaires. That's what he did. I think that's one of the most morally indefensible things you can fucking do. And yeah, fuck him.
Well, yeah, I mean, fuck Charlie Kirk. But I think one of the best points I think I can make in regard to Charlie Kirk and a lot of defenses. Do you guys remember when Mr. Rogers died? And everybody pointed out that, like, where are the good quotes of what he said? Where's the positive things he said? Nobody's sharing the full context. Everybody's cutting him out of context. Oh, wait, that wasn't an issue because everybody knew what he stood for. He was clearly like just an open, nice guy. And Charlie Kirk was just a piece of shit.
And Mr. Rogers is also a conservative, from what I understand. So they used to exist.
Yeah.
But,
No.
It's funny because I know we've mentioned him briefly, although we've never really gone into him. But that Metatron guy, who is also now in the Friday Night Tights sphere.
I've seen him pop up lately.
He's become a massive glazer of Charlie Kirk. He loves him.
Yeah, he's out of his mind. I have to say, like I've seen some of the stuff that he said, and I just like really I don't even know what to think about him. It seems
he used to try and pretend that he had no political allegiances, that he was neither left nor right, but he's gone full mask off now.
Wow.
I just think it's really funny because he reminds me a lot of Shadiversity, not just in that they're both like sword tubers, but in that, like, when you hear them talk about like any issue, even vaguely political, they can't help themselves. They start waxing poetic about who the good people are and who the bad people are. Like it's all about like virtuous. You're not a good person. You're a terrible person. You need to act like a person if you care about being a good person. Just that over and over and over again. And it's like, dude, I don't talk to people like that because in my point of view, I feel like if I can justify my values, then like ipso facto, I don't have to tell people I'm a good person.
Right.
Because they would already infer that from the things that I'm saying and doing. Right.
Yeah.
So that just seems incredibly insecure. But
Well,
also in a very unhinged capacity.
It also just reveals that they don't. That's how superficially they engage with this stuff, and they've identified this as being the political side that you don't have to engage with the details in order to claim that you're part of it, and then B can then use that as a fucking cudgel against whoever the fuck you want that outside of your worldview that you don't want to take the time to understand or anything. And then you can just call everybody bad people and you feel good about it. And once again, you've not had to learn anything. You've not had to engage with things that actually affect people's lives. You just kind of, claim it.
I also think it's funny that he's way harsher on Hassan Piker than on Charlie Kirk. Because I've heard Hassan say stuff for sure that I was like, wow, that's really dumb, man. Don't say shit like that anymore. But like, I feel like, Charlie Kirk just said like, obviously like morally repugnant stuff that it would be very difficult to justify on the face of it. So of course people spend very little time actually trying to do that. And they just go straight for like, well, you may not have agreed. And it's like, well, it's funny how nobody pulls that shit out for the other guy.
Charlie would argue with like some of these college kids and stuff is like, it was so specific that you could tell he studied the data and you could tell he intentionally studied how to use it wrong.
Yeah.
Basically. Because it was like so specific in some cases, and that like you're not that stupid because you're talking about certain things in a certain context. It's like, okay, you're not an idiot completely, so you do understand that you're doing. That's what was so fucking reprehensible about Charlie Kirk, because he completely understood the way that he was misrepresenting situations and data for this shit.
There was this meme floating around. I hate it the second I saw it, but I had to fix it. But it was a like almost this graphic of Abraham Lincoln, JFK, Martin Luther King, Charlie Kirk, and Jesus, and it said all killed for words. And I was just like, this is gross. So I fixed it. And I think
I know you just fucking I know you just came out of Chud World, but that is a really incorrect and silly statement, in my opinion.
What?
That Charlie and Hassan are basically doing the same thing from opposite ends. Well, Charlie's not doing shit, for one thing. Charlie's dead. Hassan says dumb things in the fact because he spends a lot of time on live stream advocating for things that he actually does believe in that actually do benefit generally everybody. But he just says dumb shit because for various reasons he talks too much.
He's live like 13 hours a day.
Right.
He's ridiculous.
I'm not making excuses for it. I don't even know what all would be. I know that there's stuff said that I wouldn't.
Yeah,
wouldn't
there's definitely stuff Hassan does I think are cringe.
The
I
only
actually prefer Hassan when he gets little shorts.
I guess besides being male, the only commonalities that I see between Hassan and Charlie is that they have kind of vaguely similar class backgrounds. Like they're both like very obviously like kind of had a more privileged upbringing than I think the majority of people, in at least some regards. Yeah. And also like they're neither of them are particularly well read. So like, I guess I kind of like if you really squint and tilt your head, like maybe, but I don't. First of all, I don't think Hassan's like a rage baiter.
No.
No.
And also, neither was Kirk really. If you think,
No,
about
I was going to
it.
say I don't think Charlie Kirk was somebody who tried to trigger people and then monetize it.
The difference between like Hassan and Kirk is like Hassan is like functionally like a crowd-funded commentator.
Yeah, and Charlie Kirk was literally paid by a specific couple of families to do what he does.
Yeah, he was purchased by oligarchs.
Right. You can literally look up the funding information for TPUSA, and you can look up how after he started TPUSA, probably with sincere, honest intent in high school or whatever, and then he decided or legitimately, I guess, at one point felt like he didn't get something he deserved when it came to what was a position in college or something like that. And from there, he was literally wined and dined. This information is out there. It's just facts. By what's the name of that family? The Cook, is it Cooks or something like that?
Yeah,
the Koch brothers. Yeah.
No, it's not the Koch brothers. It's a different family.
Oh, no. It's a different family.
It's like they're the main funders of. If you can look at how much money they spend and how much money they bring in and stuff like that. But then you think about, what did TPUS say? What do they do to make money? Where does their income come from? Where's
I
the
just have
revenue?
to say, nitrium oxide, I don't think what you're saying is true. Like, I think on the facts of it, the idea that their model is monetizing haters and baiting them, Hassan doesn't really debate or engage directly that often. That's actually one of the things people criticize him for. And also Kirk would would duck people. Like, he was ducking Parker, who was one of his biggest haters. You know, he would he would deliberately avoid confrontation. It was all showmanship to him, showing up on college campuses and stuff.
Yeah, the college campus thing is part of the grift. Like they go and just randomly like get to college students who really don't have experience at debate or anything like that, and the goal is to just get an own on them. And they frequently lose. So when they do the compilations, they cut that shit out so they can edit it into this piece where they make college students look silly. I mean, if he was really interested in debate, he would actually go on debate stages and debate real debaters.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, the only type of person I think who has a lot in common with first of all, I would sooner compare Hassan to like an Asmongold than Charlie Kirk.
Yeah, I think that
because I at least think their content model is slightly more similar, including, by the way, the low effort React stuff, which is another thing people have criticized Hassan for. If you're familiar with criticisms of Hassan,
no,
but
lots
also
of his stream is just him watching TV.
Not that he's as bad as Asmongold, who I think is pretty tough to find somebody that bad. But I do think that, like, you know, the person I would compare Kirk to would be like a hate preacher. We used to get these at my old university campus, where there's like certain churches would like use donations from their congregations to like send people to agitate on college campuses. I think that the streamer economy is a lot different from the campus agitator economy. It's like they're funded differently. They operate on different content models. I mean, maybe you can argue once like somebody's on campus, they rage bait people who are like in the crowd.
Big distinction between the two is Charlie Kirk was friends with, and as far as you can be that with somebody in the right wing, it was opportunistic allies with Trump and the Trump family, and literally would exchange texts with them, and literally, from what I understand, was in Trump's ear trying to talk him out of engaging with against Iran whenever Israel was, I guess, trying to talk him into it, which he apparently obviously decided to do anyway, which pissed Charlie Kirk off. That's how close he was, that he was actually in some discussion, or to some degree or another, beforehand, knowing that this was something Trump was considering doing on behalf of Israel.
Well, I think Don Jr. who was by the way, a very online member of the Trump family. He was talking to Kirk pretty early on, and that was how Kirk got invited to the White House.
On the other hand, Hassan was literally kicked from the DNC a couple of years ago, or what is it, this last campaign? I don't even fucking know but basically because he was criticizing Israel. Therefore, you got two different people that they have very different relationships to the establishment party that they, ostensibly advocate for.
I think one thing that they do have in common is that, as we've sort of alluded to, is that they were both terrible. They're both terrible debaters, because Hassan avoids it because he knows he's no good at it. And whenever Charlie Kirk actually came to a proper debate, he did a dreadful job. I mean, you look at one of the last debates he did at Cambridge. He got absolutely destroyed by practically every one of them. And those
I
were
will say,
prepared students.
In his defense, Hassan did do a good job with Andrew Tate, but
True.
I mean,
it is
Andrew Tate's a moron.
Yeah, Andrew Tate steps on his own dick. Well, if he could, it's too tiny. But yes, quite often.
Speaking of Andrew Tate, you guys seen this recent take he had? I don't know if we talked about this last week or what, but it's worth showing again. This guy is just he's a genius. He really is. He's just what?
Oh, god damn. What? Just what?
So I think this is just what happens whenever you're a well-known grifter with a large platform of men, some of whom almost certainly have girlfriends somehow. right? And so I think that what this does is it basically makes him feel better about being in the closet by just saying, well, everybody's girlfriend is actually gay, and then some kind of weird messed up wiring, whatever fucks him up in his head, you know. Yeah, I think he's in the closet. That's my opinion.
Oh, well, I mean, he's the most obvious in the closet person ever, just the way he talks. It's like, dude, just come out already, man. I know you're conservative dipshit, but like,
I'm gonna have to get going, but I did have a bit like from the end of a Kyle Kalinske video that I wanted to show.
Okay.
Unless you guys had anything else.
No, I'm good.
So this is from his video, came out I think yesterday or something, talking about Tim Pool goes to war with everybody on the right. And it's a good video. I recommend checking it out. But the last few minutes of it, especially, let me see. He really fucking nails it. Just nails this whole content model. And yeah.
The lie inflation, and we'll do the spice.
Wait.
She's just better at playing the game. Landslide. Remember that? So his argument of like, hey, there's this inflation thing that goes on where like you got to one up the spicy take from the last time. So it's like lie inflation where you know, your titles get more extreme, your thumbnails get more extreme, your arguments get more extreme, and fucking Candace does that, and that's fucked up, bro. We would never do that. You guys have all fucking done that. She's just better at playing the game than you are. That's the bottom line. Like, the idea that anybody in conservative media is going to go, oh, there's factual inaccuracies over here. Motherfucker, all of your business models are built on factual inaccuracy. And now you get mad because Candace comes along and beats you at your own fucking game, and she's getting all the eyeballs. This is just being jealous. That's all it is. Don't get it twisted. These people all say fucked up, dumb shit. They'd say a lot of shit based on zero evidence whatsoever. But this is just whining and crying and bitching and moaning because my views are down and nobody wants to hear me ride Trump's nuts anymore. That's right. And it's about fucking time that happened. By the way, the other thing is, notice how here's the potential things you can do, is what he's describing. And one of the things is, yeah, let's continue to try to beat Candace now at her own game, and we'll do the lie inflation, and we'll do the spicier take. The fact that you would even float that as a possibility shows how much you guys are fucking liars. Disgusting fucking liars. Because this channel, I've had many ebbs and flows on this channel, and I'm going to have many fucking more. There were times where I was out there in the fucking wilderness, and other channels were fucking rocketing past me. Right? But they were rocketing past me based on some bullshit. They were rocketing past me based on doing anti-vaccine nonsense. Right? So, you know, I looked at that and I said, it's not even a consideration for me to now not tell the truth anymore, for me to start lying, for me to start riding whatever the fucking narrative wave is that's popular today on the internet. What, I'm supposed to like pretend like RFK Jr. is the real deal or some shit in order to get some more views? No, never in a million fucking years would I stop telling the truth. Would I try to chase a fucking trend online, or would I do lie inflation among titles or headlines in order to try to stay relevant? No. Yes, you ride the ebbs and flows, you tell the truth, and let the fucking chips fall where they may, and you just have hope and faith that in the long run, the truth will win out. And in our case, it fucking did, because we warned you that Trump is fucking Satan, and then he gets in there and governs like fucking Satan, and people go, holy shit, this guy's Satan. Who's been saying he's Satan? Oh, you have. Boom. Then my numbers go back up. So, but just the fact that they floated the idea of like,
I mean, that seems pretty obvious that there's a few of you in chat today that are just not going to be following where we're at, but we can't fucking hold up the stream and just appeal to like the few of you that don't pay attention or haven't.
Well, hang on, wait a minute. Hang on. I was gonna let that first comment in chat go about not following the train of thought.
Right.
The word salad remark. This is a check yourself before you wreck yourself.
This is literally like you either
just let it go right
the YouTube fucking media space that he's discussing, or you, I guess, just think it's word salad. But I mean, what you're really saying is that you don't understand.
Well, those were all like 2-syllable words. Like,
let's be. Come on, people. Let's be a little bit charitable here. Basically, what he's saying is that grifters like Tim Pool, or like the guys we cover, they all have the same business model in that they chase these trends in sensationalism. And they've always got to be more sensational than the previous one. That's all he's saying.
YouTube, most of the social media algorithms, social media platforms have algorithms that operate based on engagement, as I'm sure you all are aware. But do you know what that word means? That means you literally engaging with the thing. So you're clicking, you're up duding, you're down duding, whatever it is. That's why we say, if you know, please like the video. If you don't like the fucking stream, dislike the stream, please. because you're engaging with it. It benefits us. So,
and this has always been the way, and it's even the way in sort of relatively harmless things. So, for example, if you see a video that says interesting facts about, I don't know, Star Wars, or if you see one that says you won't believe these things that happened in Star Wars, the more sensational title is the one that gets the click. And as soon as people learn that, they realized they didn't have to actually tell the truth. They could just sensationalize. And Tim Pool and Candace Owens and all these. No, go on.
Well, I was gonna say, yeah, over time they realized that YouTube's not even really gonna, unless it comes to vaccine stuff, basically, they're not gonna fucking punish anybody for saying untrue shit. You know, you can just say whatever the fuck you want to.
I mean, it took them a while to get to the vaccine stuff too. Lots of people got on that train before the vaccine stuff really took hold and made a lot of money.
I do want to say as an olive branch for anyone in chat who's kind of having a little trouble, because I know I'm kind of the token lefty.
Double down on this fucking moron fucking take, dude. It's a moron. Just so you know, you're fucking being a moron right now.
I don't think this video is that long. This is not like a Mahler video.
No.
But like, how many minutes are in this video, Dane?
This
What
is
it, like 10
actually
minutes?
the last 5 minutes of like a 17-minute video or something.
Okay, yeah, 17. That's not, yeah, that's. But the thing that I just want to say is, like, you know, if you're having trouble breaking out of that space, I realize I'm kind of the token lefty a little bit here. I'm the communist, you know, so people are sometimes a little bit skeptical of my political opinions. But I just want to say, like, value neutral take here. If you're having trouble breaking out of some of these like grifter channels, or you're not sure if they're grifters or whatever, what I want you to do is just do me this favor. If you're not going to agree with anything I say or very little of what I say, think about what you get out of watching them, like what issues you care about, and just either at your local library or on Amazon or whatever it is, just pick up like 1 or 2 books about that topic. And for like 2 months, 1 or 2 months, every time you get the itch to watch one of these channels, just crack the book for a few minutes instead and read like a page.
And I'm going to say this, that
at the end of that period, you will be smarter than half the people you're watching, and you'll be better off, and you'll have a better ability to know who's lying to you.
For somebody who just an hour or so ago said that you're still weaning yourself off of chud content, you're being a little bit too cocky with like what you think is people that are just saying nothing with their words, right? Like you kind of, no offense, but also take some offense to this because it's warranted and you deserve shame for it a little bit. You are fucking kind of just spewing some moron shit. You know, for somebody that fell for a grift and is still technically falling for it, to the point where you need to wean yourself off of it like a little fucking titty baby. Come the fuck on, dude. Don't make authoritative
Also,
fucking claims about the content like that if you don't.
good rule of thumb, speaking from experience, because I know a thing or two about internet crash outs. Don't be drunk and argue with people online. Just as what would they call that? As good practice, you know.
It's like consider the source kind of thing, you know. It's like you know, if
did we mean to ban that person earlier?
I don't know if somebody got banned, the wrong person got banned.
It was not me. So
justice for whoever that dog was.
If you're somebody that feels that you're unwarranted, was unwarranted in your banning, then email me, or probably not Bob. You can email me at actualfandom@gmail.com. Explain yourself. Tell me
whichever channel you're on, email that person.
Yeah, there you go.
I didn't even see the comments they made.
I didn't see the comments in it either, so I'm not sure.
But
anyway.
Philly dude.
Philly dude. I didn't even see that. I remember seeing that.
Someone did it.
Someone did it. We're gonna have to. We gotta get off here and go figure out who did this right now. So we're gonna, you know, that's what we're gonna be doing the rest of the day, guys. So thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe if you're not. Whatever channel you're on, you can hop over the other channels via the description box and hit some other channels up. Check out Chariot's channel. Check out Nothing But Media. You can, you know, check out Organized Chaos if you want to.
If you guys like, if you guys like grifter debunks, I've got some fucking crazy shit happening this month.
True.
So
I mean, you've already got some up that's fucking excellent.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I did finally end up getting that Ben Shapiro out that Ben Shapiro video out a couple weeks ago, and people have been enjoying that.
Yeah. No opinion. What about him?
I don't know. I can't see anything wrong that they said either. So I don't know. It wasn't one of us though. I think it was one of the mods, possibly. So. So
here's this. I hope you guys have a lovely remainder of your week. Check my stream out on Friday. Gonna be talking about, I don't know, something. Maybe just music. I don't know. It's been a while since I've done just a music focused live stream. So yeah, have a good one.
I don't believe him based on things that I have seen on his channel. That's it.
Way.
Yeah, to whom?
He has sold out to big anti-woke.
I know that was meant to be sarcastic, but that's it. You nailed it. You accidentally, unironically fucking nailed it, dude.
Woo! Bad faith criticism.
Are you a talentless YouTuber pretending to be an expert?
Do you have a tantrum when you're criticized for being totally full of shit?
Then the excuse you need is bad faith criticism.